Good morning, everybody. How's everybody doing? Good, I hope. My. Yeah, it's kind of hazy, sunny here today. We're supposed to warm up to maybe get in the 40s, maybe 50. We'll see. I believe it when I see it. So how's everybody doing? What's going on? You get my phone off here. Ever since I fell in the bathroom, I have my phone's on a lanyard around my neck. Um, the We'll have to wait and see who's going to show. Maybe this will be a short show. We'll have to just see. Chat, got to get rid of the emojis. Hey, the emojis should be gone. Hey, TJ, how's it going, T? Hang on a minute. Here comes Walsh Rob.
Hey, hey.
Hey, Rob, how's it going?
Yeah, all right. I seen you on your own struggling.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't mean struggling.
Oh, yeah. That's you put it exactly.
No, just
I'm not good at talking to myself, Rob.
yeah, yeah. Who's your hey, good morning, TJ. What have you been up to?
Well, didn't sleep all that well last night. I was up at 10 o'clock, up at midnight, up at 2 in the morning, up at 4 in the morning, up at 6 in the morning. Like you stayed up.
Wow. I don't know. Okay. Well, that's pretty shitty, isn't it?
Well, is what it is, you know. As you get older, Rob, you know how it goes.
Yeah.
The you see TJ's here with us.
Yeah, I did say hi to TJ.
Yeah.
Morning, Rob. Morning, Paul.
Hey, there is
Hey, Joe.
Captain Joe.
How you doing, Joe?
Oh, I'm doing good. Y'all got me for about hour and 45 minutes.
Oh, wow. Cool.
I'm going to fly with Johnny.
Oh, are you? You're
He
not
called me
going
and he said,
back to that damn bridge, are you?
we're going to the lighthouse.
Okay.
He called me and he said, wake your ass up. And I said, yeah, it's a good thing. Good thing you called me. I need to get up. I was laying there.
How's the pupper dog doing? No incidents?
In the last week, two little ones.
That's much better.
Oh, yeah. And like this morning when I get up, I walk in the kitchen. He's watching me to see what I'm doing. And I walk in and I open the refrigerator and I grab a treat. He runs up all the way to me to get one of them treats because he knows that's what I'm doing. And
Yeah.
then the other two stand there like, well, where the hell mine? You know, that's not for you.
Send help.
Well, let's hope today's a bit better anyway.
Good
Did you
morning,
hear about
David.
my Did you
It'd be
hear
a lot better if people weren't throwing their bloody phones around.
Did
I
you
got
hear-
something else and just for Justin.
Oh, toast. Yeah, I know. Did you hear
Yeah, I
about my
found him
camera
at the dollar
incident?
store.
What's that, Rob?
I was asking Paul, did he hear about my camera incident?
Oh, yeah, it was on my channel.
Yeah.
Yeah, did you get it back?
No, no, the
That's
driver went, that's gone. So,
Well,
yes.
no. I guess I didn't hear about the camera
Oh,
incident.
well,
Where'd you
Yes.
leave it, Rob?
yeah, yesterday I had to drop
Yeah,
my,
but is it near you, weren't it?
yeah, about 3/4 of an hour away.
Yeah. So go on the Welsh Police website.
Oh, fuck.
No, wait, before you go any. Yeah.
Hang
On
on,
the-
let me just tell Paul a minute. I dropped my wife and son off at the airport because they're going to see a concert in Bristol, in Ireland. And I had a couple of hours, said, oh, I'll go film some trucks like I normally do. I got one camera facing forward, one backwards, all this sort of shit. Put the drone up, all that. I had the dog with me. Started raining, dog was fussing. I packed all up, drove away. I left a £3,000 camera there and a £500 tripod.
Right. Now, this is going to sound daft, but we've got to do it anyway. Go on South Wales Police website.
Yeah.
Just put a report in that you've left it, because if somebody hands it in,
Yeah. all
Or
right.
somebody
Well,
reports the camera sitting out there, you know?
you'll be surprised. I put a ring online a couple of months ago, and the police contacted me back and said the owner has messaged and said you can keep the ring if you want. They've replaced it through their insurance.
Yeah.
So we went and sold the
Jonathan
ring.
Jackson.
And
Yep. Yeah, you should report it, Rob, because in your situation, had you found it, would you just said, oh well, what the hell, you know?
Oh no. But it's in a like industrial built up area where there's only truckers round there, and all of them more or less know me and know where I park.
Yeah, but they probably have security there. You should let them know.
No, they haven't by there.
it's always worth reporting it in, though.
Yeah. Now you've said that, I will.
All they do is they give you a number, and then if it pops up, but also if you've got the serial number and you report it on that, if somebody tried to sell it to a second-hand shop or anything, it'd be no
Yeah.
good to them.
I don't think I got the serial number.
Well,
So
you
it's
got a
not-
good description of it. You could just report that.
Yeah, I know the make and model and all that lot.
No.
Yeah, because it's not like you to walk away, you know. I mean, it's kind of like you flipping the cell phone, flipping the cell phone in the air behind you.
The phone wouldn't stop, bloody ding, going up, Laura. Ding.
Yeah.
Ding.
Gonna be honest with you, though, Paul. You're right. It's not like Rob to walk away. In fact,
Take
I've
it
never seen him walk away.
I would. Yeah. Good morning, Jonathan.
Hey, Jonathan, how's it going?
So-
So
Right.
Joe's going flying this morning, David.
Joe's going flying.
Yep.
Joe, Joe, take your serial
Yeah.
number off your drone, put it on a post-it pad on your table, because if you lose it, you can report it.
I
You might as
got all my
well
serial numbers.
you
Don't
might as
worry
well be
about it.
proactive than reactive.
Yeah, because
Based
have
on
all
your
of my
past
serial
flying
numbers listed.
experience.
you don't want to have to drive away. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I like that. Paul to Rob, you don't walk away. Paul to Joe, you don't drive away. Got a Paul.
Why are you flying today, Joe?
We're going out by Madisonville Lighthouse and the riverfront.
So that'll be GPS drones, then, will it?
Both. I'll have the Mavic 3 and then I'll have the Avata because I'm gonna fly the Avata because I could fly over the boat launch area. I actually want to try to take the Avata out to the lighthouse.
Oh, okay.
It's about 2,000 feet.
That'd be cool. Laura, you don't need to pay for my phone. I'm the one who threw it. And everything else. Jesus.
Well, the thing of it is, Rob, I bet your homeowner's insurance would cover it.
What, my phone?
Yep.
Oh no.
It's personal property, and if you say you dropped it, they would cover it. That's why you pay the homeowner's insurance. In fact, Rob, my homeowner's insurance covers my drone out in the field. And it's not a rider, it's just part of it.
Hang on. Give me a sec.
Okay.
Slight problem. There's video evidence of that phone going flying, and then him running it over.
Yeah.
Ow! Fucking knobhead. Bluey, dive bomb me once more.
Right. Shall I break the news, Laura?
What's that?
No, I'll wait for Laura first.
Oh, wait, what news?
Wait, my phone.
Oh, pretty bad.
You know, Rob,
yeah.
another good investment. Another good investment for you.
Here's
is
my
that-
phone. Nothing wrong with it. Yeah.
Yeah.
The one I threw was my old one,
Oh,
which I had by you, which was already broken. Which I had on the desk. So when it was going off, I don't know if you noticed, just before I threw it, I was fumbling, thinking, I'll wait till it tings, and I'm going to pick up my old phone and throw it. And everybody
you
will
go.
think that it's my proper phone.
all right.
So it was an old
Bad
phone.
boy.
So you faked this all out, Rob.
Yeah, but of course, I had Laura that messaging me. You know, I feel so bad. I'm so sorry you broke your phone because of me. And I was like, oh, fucking.
Well, the other thing that you know those little widgets you put on equipment and it tracks them for you.
Yeah,
What do you call it?
air tags.
Yeah, air tags. You should have that on your equipment when you're out in the field.
I've actually been thinking of that. I have.
Definitely worth it, Rob, but you'll need an iPhone or an iPad.
Yeah, well, I've got
It's better
I've
for
got both.
get the Apple ones. But Samsung do them as well, but they're not as good.
No, I've got a nice big iPad Pro. Yeah.
Yeah, air tags would be really good for you to have on your equipment.
How was that?
Oh,
Where's Laura going that she's excited about?
see McFly.
Mick who?
Yeah, exactly.
Never heard of him.
Yeah, you wouldn't have. They're not good enough to.
Not good enough. That's funny.
Must be a Laura thing.
Yeah.
She probably is one of 200 or 300 people that have bought tickets.
They're an ex-boy band of the 90s who tried making it. And now again, because they're all broke and want a few extra beers, they're doing a concert.
Also, they're has-beens, huh?
Yeah, like 30 years ago.
Okay. So Laura's excited about going to see a has-been band. Well, you know, maybe if they
Rob, they're 21 years old, right? And if I were you, right, I wouldn't upset Laura about them because there's no ocean between you and her.
There's what?
there's no
There's
what
what?
between them.
No ocean between you and Laura.
Ocean.
I know. She
She'll
loves
find you.
McFly. Oh my God.
She knows where you live.
I think she knows where you all live. That's a scary thought.
She would
She
have paid
says that
Suzanne.
she says they're huge, but you know what? If I go on and go to some big channel that reviews popular bands, they're not listed.
They're 21 years old. Yeah, they would be listed.
If
They've done America.
That didn't
Yeah,
go so well, huh?
if
Hey,
Saddam
it's not too bad.
if Saddam had not if Bin Laden said something bad about them, she would have found him in weeks.
Weeks,
Not like days.
hours.
No, yes.
Marty,
No,
Jonathan,
actually,
Jonathan says, is it Marty McFly back from the
No.
future?
they're
Yeah.
actually named after George McFly in Back to the Future.
Oh, George was the father. Yep. Marty.
Yeah, because some of the band members have they were very shy and stuff, like George was in Back to the Future. So that's how they got the name.
Boy, that's old. You got to look far and wide to find Back to the Future video.
It's on
Yeah.
Netflix. It's on TV. If you want it,
Right, I got to make a sandwich. I'll be back in a minute.
Okay,
don't
Rob.
forget your cheese.
Rock off with your cheese.
What kind of
Guys.
sandwich, Rob?
Turkey.
If I
Turkey?
sound a bit faint, it's
Making
because I'm.
He's making turkey sandwich. All right.
If I sound a bit faint, it's because I'm tidying up as well.
Okay.
I'm still trying to find this Surface Pro.
What you doing, Lou? You're a good girl. Yes, you are. You're my little girl. Yeah.
Well, that Toastum was all right. I got them because y'all were talking about them the other day, and I'm glad I bought them at the dollar store.
What
Yeah,
did you what was that?
the Toastums.
Oh, Toastums.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no. I've got similar to that, but what I think mine are different brand.
Yeah, those are dollar store ones. They're not bad, but
Well, I usually have to if I'm going to do it right, I have to put them in the toaster, warm them
yeah.
up, put some butter on top.
Well, I don't
Then
put the
eat.
butter on them. I just warm them up a little.
Yeah. Because right out of the package, they're okay, but not that good.
Yep. They got a doctor on right now on channel 8 here. She comes on. She needs to be my doctor. If she was my doctor and she's an allergy and I'll tell her I got asthma, I can't breathe, I need mouth to mouth. Lord help me.
Yeah, Pop-Tarts, that's what I have, Pop-Tarts. Jonathan says get the Pop-Tarts, Joe.
Yeah, Pop Tarts are good.
Yeah.
Well, shoot, Jonathan, I paid $1.25, so I'm good.
Yeah, Jonathan was right. He guessed it. About the Has-Been band.
Paul, just
Yeah.
a reminder, Laura does plan to come to America one day.
Well, good.
Not if you keep upsetting her about McFly, it's not. She won't let it go.
Well, that's okay. I mean, everybody, I've got things that are old that I like too. It's like every once in a while I'll catch a rerun of I Dream of Jeannie. It's like, but would I buy tickets to go see I Dream of Jeannie? No. It's like in the past. It's like,
Yeah, but you've got to remember the guys are only 35, still young guns. They're actually her age.
not in the band business. They're not.
All they are, they're still producing music.
They can produce music all they want. Doesn't mean that they're popular. They're looking for the buck.
They just sold out a big concert. Okay, I'm a sucker that bought the tickets, but
Well, I'll tell you what. I'll tell you how you know if you got great tickets. Offer them up for sale at an increased price and see how many people want to buy them.
Paul, I like my nuts where they are. I am not offering her tickets for sale.
You mean Laura would crack your nuts?
She cracked more than my nuts. It'd be the last thing I ever did. She'd even find me in her freaking next life.
Yeah. Well, so you're going too?
Yeah, unfortunately. Unless I can get out of it.
When is it? That's in the fall, right?
Yeah, in October.
Oh. Well, good for you.
Well, you got to remember, they formed the year me and Laura first met each other.
Okay. So it's a bit of nostalgia for Laura.
And they know us by name, unfortunately.
Right, I'm back, but I'm got my camera off because I'm eating a sandwich.
And I plan on getting COVID in October.
Okay, Rob. Yeah, David, don't share your plans because you got to live with Laura, and she takes good care of you. When you had an episode and ended up between the couch and the wall or whatever.
Strange thing is, though, I don't remember the actual seizure. So, was it a seizure or did she hit me with a frying pan?
Oh yeah, there's that about it.
Well, did you wake up with a lump?
I always wake up with lumps, especially when I fall.
Or maybe it's a frying pan every time.
Yeah.
Let's get down to the bottom.
Well,
of this.
that might be what Laura's doing is instead of flying her drone, she's flying her pan,
She's just beating your ass. That's what you're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, every time I turn around, boom. Oh, you've had another seizure.
I tell you, when I was about, it must have been about 9, 10 years old, my mom and dad got into it. And my dad was 5, my dad was 5, 10 and a half. And my mother was like right at 5, like 4'11" or something like this. And my mama used to have a mouth on her. And she said, F this. And he said, woman, he said, you keep doing that, I'm going to knock you down the stairs. Watch your mouth like this. And she turned around, she said, don't threaten me. And jumped up and knocked 2 teeth out of his mouth. Like that. And all I remember was my dad standing there saying, he's holding the teeth in his hand going, son of a bitch, woman, like this. And he looked at me and said, come with me. We're going to the dentist. Come on.
Wow.
And then she told him, he said, threaten to slap me again. I know you, he said, when you go to sleep at night, I'll cut your heart out like that. And I remember that as a kid, And one night they were arguing and she went downstairs and I heard the kitchen drawer. And my bedroom was next to theirs. She came upstairs, climbed in bed, got on top of him and had a butcher knife in her hand. I'm standing there watching it through a mirror and I'm getting ready to freak out because I'm like 9 years old. And she taps him on the chest with it and she got a handful of bloody liver. And she goes,
Mhm.
look, you bastard. I put it like this. We didn't have knives in the house for a long time.
Wow. Did they
But they
stay
were,
married after that, or?
yeah, until he died.
Wow.
They stayed married. I think he was too afraid to leave.
Right, got a question. Until he died or until she finished him off?
No, he died.
Did you
He
shout?
died with her
Huh?
holding his hand right next to him.
Did you read my comment in the chat?
Well,
Or did it?
But
I'm going to fly
it was
some
crazy.
ball
All that
singing.
I'm gonna fly something at you all soon.
But,
I'd be nice
but
to
they-
me if I were you.
I can be nice to you. The other three.
there they go.
I can
Hide the
cancel
knives, hide the knives.
anytime.
Hey,
Bring it on,
Laura,
Llama.
Laura, if you want to support those has-beens, that's up to you. Everybody has likes and dislikes. You happen to like the has-beens. I get it.
Bring it on, Llama.
Do you want to go in the other room? You're going to set the smoke alarm off.
Ah!
What's she trying to cook?
No,
Rub two sticks together.
no, don't need to. There's smoke coming out of her ears because of what Paul's saying.
Stare her back.
Well, Laura, you said that they were big way back when.
They're still big now.
No. On a council estate in the middle of nowhere.
You only have to look at their fucking forum where they go,
Oh,
please come
God.
to America, please come to America.
Oh my God. Everybody's got a forum. Surprised Bon Money haven't.
Yeah, and they got and they're probably putting all that in there, trying to up their value.
Guys,
There's nothing wrong with that.
I have to live with this. Pack it in.
Good enough for you.
Hey, Rob,
Yeah.
have you heard of them? That band?
Well, crap.
Crap. Yeah.
Oh.
It was that long ago. I had to research them. But come on, they're coming on stage now with Zimmers and wheelchairs and, replacement hips.
Yeah, we might want to drop it now. Otherwise, I'm going to get it.
Oh. I say I'm joking, right? Jesus Christ.
Yeah, we're just having fun with Laura. She knows
Oh,
it.
I know that.
She knows it too.
She don't care. Don't he sort of McFly? I made the mistakes many a times.
Oh, you've insulted him before?
Them?
Hey, Rob, did you get your tickets for Fly?
I decided to pass this time.
Well, that's a shame, that, Rob, because I'm getting COVID in October. She's going to need someone to go with her.
Oh, good for you. Mark's always about.
No, I'm thinking you.
Rob's going to schedule a hospital visit.
Yes? Yes? What? You're going to put me in a bubble until the end of October? So I can't get COVID?
While I'm doing it, anybody want some insulin?
Oh,
Yeah.
insulin at time, huh?
Anybody want some?
What's
no
that?
thanks.
Oh, you'll be soon, David.
What's that?
You'll be soon.
Some hot fuzzies.
We're going chippy shortly.
Exactly.
Unless you want to head to chippy now.
That'd be okay.
Well, you could leave her here and go chippy. Or
What,
do you want McDonald's instead?
what does it mean when you go chipping? What?
Chippy.
Fish chip shop.
What?
Fish and chip shop.
Oh,
Want to jump up, do you?
it's a food thing.
Come on then, over here. Over there. Go on.
Frank Rizzo is on the road. He just checked in with us, let us know that
Hey, Frank.
he's listening.
Up front. Jody.
Just
Good
think.
morning, Cory Mano.
Let's think. At this moment in time, someone somewhere is cuddled up in a ball with a little kitty in his arms.
Oh yeah. Look at the little pupper dog that Rob's got.
Oh, yeah.
Is he your buddy, Rob?
Yeah, she is.
How old would she be?
She's 13.
13. Ah.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's the point. Got news for you.
What's that?
I got my refund.
Oh,
from
you
Bamboo.
did.
Just got to wait for PayPal to pay it back.
Oh, well done.
Good for you.
Hey,
And then as soon as it goes back in my bank, I'm going back to Bamboo and buying a different printer.
Hang on.
Stupid.
Jonathan says do like Mist Dud in the USA and go buy tons and a half of toilet paper. Yeah, he doesn't understand the logic behind that. But I remember Joe, it wasn't that long ago where everybody was having a run at the supermarkets for getting toilet paper and paper
Yeah.
towel.
I remember that. Remember it well.
The only good thing about COVID and everybody's rushing out and getting toilet roll, yeah, was us people that were sensible and just bought it as we needed it, got it cheaper because they couldn't sell it.
Right, I'll see you all in a bit. I gotta go.
Okay, Rob, take care.
Right. Yeah.
Catch you later, Rob.
See you later.
Okay, yep, bye-bye.
Later, Rob.
What McDonald's?
You want to do McDonald's then?
I might order in all for dinner.
So
you're gonna get Popeye,
Laura's gonna go chippy or what?
No, they've changed their mind to go to McDonald's.
Oh.
Then I thought these were longer.
Now
No.
what Laura, what's your favorite at McDonald's?
Whatever I fancy at the time.
Okay, so in other words, like you're not into the fish primarily. You like burgers and
Whatever's going to cost me the most.
oh, is that it?
Well, Matthew's cheeseburger Happy Meal, pickles chicken nugget Happy Meal.
Yours is, and mine's a veggie
I'm
deluxe.
probably gonna be a burger today because I have that.
Mine's a veggie deluxe.
Oh, people want to say and do Lego with you.
Tell him we'll do the Lego tomorrow morning.
Should I take Matthew?
You can take Matthew.
Or should I take pickles? And then Matthew knows I'm doing the Lego with him the Stitch Lego with him when I
So-
can.
Take either. Take them both.
No, pick.
There's a McDonald's in Scotland if you want to visit that one. See you in 3 days when the kids go home.
Now do they have like on the menu, is it different than it is over here in the States or
Yeah. They have some of the things, like your Big Mac and stuff, but
double cheeseburgers and that kind of
yeah, but we have Smoking. I'm looking at getting the P1S or the P1P. I've not decided. Yeah, they do like more vegetarian options, but our menu ain't as big as yours either.
Okay.
We do like veggie wraps and chicken wraps and all sorts.
I was hoping to hear from Tim Jackson this morning, see how his kitty did after he
Oh, he'll still be asleep, won't he? Won't.
no, he'd be getting ready to go to work, I think.
No. Normally, when I go live at 5:30, he's getting up.
Oh, okay.
Sometimes you just you'll know when he's here. You'll just see his eyes in the chat.
Yeah.
Laura,
Yeah.
Let me go over and see if I can check his
Facebook page.
yeah.
Yeah, I hope I have better luck as well. Smoking.
I'm putting that video together of the wedding that I promised to do it, and he asked me about it 3 times now.
Called me
Yeah, why don't you just go to the pound shop and get the pop?
because I can get it for 50p in Tesco.
Or farm food.
They only need a cheapy bottle. And then I could get. Oh, no, I was just saying I'll get that free, but
You need to get that from Aldi.
too much to take. I'll just unpack this way.
I'm gonna tell you what, Paul, as many
They're gonna-
weddings that I did in my lifetime,
Yeah.
this one here, the
Then take
attitude and the professionalism of the
No,
venue
I had a pint.
is probably the worst.
No,
Really?
you prefer hug.
Yep. Yeah. Did you? It's on sale. Did you get it on sale?
I think it's because it's warm as well.
Lance?
Who, me?
Joe
I
wants
thought it
to know
was
if you
just
got
on
it
sale again.
This was?
Yeah, I thought it just went on sale again.
I don't know, but I bought mine. Mine was an open box. In fact, if you
Okay.
look, it's kind of ripped a little bit already. I got
Yep.
it from Adorama, so I'm sure it was sitting on their shelf.
Oh, you probably got a better deal.
And I did. I got a real good deal. I got it for
You turn the heat on.
$3.50,
I've done.
and it's
Now, I
normally
wanna- oh.
2.25.
Yeah, I want to tell you something there, Lance. I looked at that video between the raindrops,
They went-
Yeah.
and I really, you're braver than me.
You know what I mean?
Some of the things that I've done with it, I don't think I tried to go through that little spiral circle thing.
Nice.
The first time I
That,
went
that
through
was,
it,
yeah,
First
that was a
time I-
motion controller.
yeah, motion controller.
Yeah.
First time I went through it scared me. I probably went through it about 10 times after that.
Yeah.
I hit it
Yeah.
once. It kind of pushed the Avada around a little bit, but it didn't crash.
You're a bit muffled there, Lance.
It's this stupid mic. It's my webcam mic. Sorry. Here's the tale of the truth here. Is it scratched or is it going to be nice? Let's see here. I'm still waiting for my drone though. It's in last I looked, it was JFK Airport. It's going through customs.
Hello. It's not pausing. It's not sort out. Right, press the yeah, go press do something else, press the pause button.
I'm gonna sort this out.
Mm-hmm. Do you want me to get pickled from sitting here or would you right in there?
Sit here and sort it.
Oh, come on.
She just needs to keep her an eye on. She says she's got bellyache.
Great.
Yeah,
Oh,
the
that-
crazy,
oh,
the crazy woman running this thing. I'm standing there with an action cam, and she keeps walking in front of me.
I mean, yeah. Oh,
So, all you Apple fans out there, Apple have launched a new latest invention. I think you're all going to like it, to be honest.
what's that?
Let me just get it up. Here you go. AirPods now come with bass plug-in.
Wait, what?
Oh, Lord help me. Yeah, that'll
Comes
give you
with
some
bass.
bass.
Comes with a bass plug-in, a butt plug.
Boom, 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 boom. That's what it'd be like.
Yeah.
Not that I would know. You know,
Yeah.
Wow.
I remember you used to
But-
be able to get gaming chairs with the speakers built in. So sometimes you'd be playing like a game like Bejeweled or stuff, and your chair would be doing that. You'd be going boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
But it weren't a butt plug.
Wow. I've seen everything now.
Boom, 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 huh?
And then what I was saying about the professionalism, I was standing there and she was on my side, the girl that was running it, the coordinator, and she saw me video and she kept stepping in front of me. You know? But then the thing that got me the most is when they started to cut the cake, they couldn't get the cake to cut. And he's pushing on it and the cake's moving a little bit. And she says, and he says, it won't cut. And she goes, you got to push a little harder. I said, he's hitting the cardboard on the layer. Go under it. Like that. And Nick looked at me, moved the knife. He said, oh, she was going to have him push it some more. It would have flipped that cake.
Oh.
I was saying, Lord, help
Jonathan,
me.
David asked you how much those Apple base things are, what they cost.
Oh, I don't know.
Now, Tim's not on. He'd buy them. Oh, he's on. No, he's not. Tim would have at least two. You have a backup.
Base plugins.
A question for you guys. I have free to a good home, 2 children, and an adult child. Would anybody like them?
Who's the adult child?
Laura.
And what's who? The kids, all the nieces and nephews, or what?
Just the 2 of them. We've got Rebecca and Matthew.
Okay.
All I can hear is them arguing constantly.
Really?
Laura's is as bad as the kids. It's like, God, get in.
She likes to fight back with them, huh?
My live stream later is going to be good, isn't it? Them going off in the background.
What you want? You gotta go outside. Be right back. Mia wants to go out.
Okay.
Yeah, Lance, I'm going at about 10:30 with Johnny. We're going up at a lighthouse.
Ooh,
And
nice.
fly right now. I think I'm going to try to put the Avata up and go to the lighthouse with it.
I want you to go. I want you to go into the boat.
Nope. Not
Oh.
after yesterday.
Yeah.
Hey, you know, when I saw that at the
Yes.
at your bridge, I thought, oh, he's a damn good flyer. Look at him.
Yeah.
You know, he kind of went through those little railings, and I didn't know it was a mistake.
I went through 3 times before it hit the bridge.
Oh, I know. Crazy.
It went out, in, out again. then came, actually 4 times, came back around and hit the bridge twice. And then it went back over, and all I was doing was holding the stick and keeping it going forward like that, because I wanted to make sure I had power. And it was going forward. And as it kept hitting, I'm watching this thing, and I'm in there and I'm going, shit, like this. And I've actually resigned myself thinking, it's done. It's going in the water. And all of a sudden I came back over it. When I went over it, I'm looking at trees. I gunned it and it took off. And when it took off, then I grabbed the other stick and yarded back and turned it. And I said, and all I said, if somebody would have been sitting next to me, I think I yelled it, how in the hell did I save that?
Large or medium?
And then you almost lost it hitting the telephone wires.
I didn't see those wires till I was right there. Because I saw the other wires, and I was thinking those were the only wires. If I got there, something right there by the road.
The kids' veggie nuggets.
I actually think when I go through it real slow, I think the back of the drone hit that wire that when I was going through, because it looked like the wire budged. It looked like the wire did that.
Okay.
So I probably tapped the wire, because if you know the drone, you can't see it because I'm coming through it, but the drone actually went like that. So I think I tilted it.
No.
And when I did that, I said, that's it. Bring it in. Third time, leave it alone. But in the beginning, did you see all those shadows?
Why are you two lined up at the front door?
Those osprey, I guarantee, had 6-foot wingspan.
Laura's chewing the pipe.
And there was 2 of them. And then all of a sudden there was 3, and I looked up and they got 6.
Jeez.
And they were all, and one of them decided, when I was doing the top down on the bridge, the one where I was going straight over the bridge.
Yeah.
You don't see it in the video because I edited it out, but I'm flying like this, and all of a sudden I seen that shadow getting big, and I looked up and one of them was coming down, and I went and brought it down right with the bridge, and then I brought it on the side of the bridge back to me because he was coming down to look at it.
Right, we're gonna go.
And I figured, okay, I don't want a Mavic 3 in the air with birds hitting it, you know?
Oh, yeah.
So I brought it back, and that's when I went to the front of the bridge. Like I was actually going to go through with the Mavic 3. And I started to go through it. I got right there and I said, okay, let me get that VOD out, because then I'm on the ground. I don't have to worry about the birds. So it was a comedy of errors that could have been a problem. But it makes for a good video.
Oh, yeah.
I think I've got, let's see, what was the number I had on that? It was crazy. Let's see. Because normally a video of mine in the first day gets about 18, 20 views. I've got 40 views.
Wow.
So it's double the views I get in one day. I got one that's 3 days old. It's got 48 views. It's 1 day old. It's got 40 views.
Let me show you the same bridge in my area right here.
Well,
yeah.
You know, and these weights right here are, are the weights that drop, and then this bridge goes straight up, and the guy controls it right here, just like yours.
That's exactly the same system.
Yeah, yours is really rusted out, and of course, yours is not a working car bridge anymore. It doesn't appear to be.
Yeah, they're all shut down right now.
This was the main thoroughfare from over here. This is where I live, and you guys saw me. My Stadium High School is right there. The Stadium High School that I shot a while back. But from this area here to this area here, this was the road. This is the only road that would get you into Tacoma from northeast Tacoma. You could go on I-5, which is, you know, a couple miles away. But I used to travel this. And there would be 35, 40,000 cars a day go across this bridge to get into Tacoma. And a couple of canals over, they tore a bridge down, and this was no longer a valid way to get from northeast Tacoma to Tacoma. And they also built a little mini freeway, you know, about a mile away as well. So this bridge is not used at all, except for people that work right over in this area.
Wow.
You don't go over there. So you can walk down the middle of this bridge almost any time of the day without getting hit by a car. I mean, if you look, there's a car here, there's a bus right here, but that's
Yeah.
it. There's just no traffic.
That's a cool looking bridge, though. Boy, that'd be a good place to fly.
Yeah, I do a lot of day to night, day to night shots. In fact, if you want to see it, I'll play it here. I can get back to it. It's a day to night shot that's kind of fun to do. Here, go to here. We'll fast forward this. Fast forward.
Justin making crazy comments in the chat. Come on here so I can show you the duck.
Oh, this isn't it. This forward. Day to night. Here we go. So here it is at night, and actually it's
Yeah, it's
in the
nice.
And then I convert it to day,
Well, that's cool.
and I convert it back to night. So I did waypoints with the Mavic 3, and it's not perfect. You have to do some alignment to get it
Yeah.
to work. But
I tell you what, I would so much fly underneath that thing.
yeah, and I've never flown over it ever. I've either flown it, I've launched from the other side, or I've launched from this side. I've never flown over. But my Avata, I think I would fly over. I don't know
I think
why.
I'd fly under it. You know?
Yeah, and I would probably fly under it as well. It's so you guys see this right here. Let me stop this here.
Yeah, just be careful on the edges where it meets. Because like I said, we know that we saw that big piece of metal that was under there.
Yes.
And I've been trying to do some research.
Yeah.
Got
You
a
guys
phone-
see this?
got a
It looks
phone
like a
call.
little
Let me
ferry
find it.
boat.
Hold on a minute. Hold on.
You guys see this little ferry boat right here?
I gotta find my phone.
It's a house. It's a boathouse, and they were selling it a couple years ago for $850,000. Pretty cool inside, and it's a big house. It's probably, I don't know, 2,000 square feet maybe, but kind of cool. I don't know if they ever sold it or not, but that's where it's moored all the time. So homeless people live right here,
All right, so I got it in there.
and I don't know if
It's in
they
there right
finally
now
took them out or
under
not.
flights.
Yeah.
All right, and all right, so when I go to device,
Good thing Justin isn't here. You'd be packing up that printer again. Justin is here.
Yeah, hello, Justin.
Good thing we can't see his face.
Thank God for small mercies.
How you doing, David? Can you hear me any better, David?
You're a little still a little muffled, but not too bad.
That's only because he's using a webcam, Mike.
Yeah. Sure, you don't live in the UK, Lance. I've got shitloads of bloody microphones I want to get rid of.
You guys know
Hello, Justin.
Yeah.
What's up? What's up?
open all kinds of packages today.
Lance is getting all kinds of packages.
You guys know Rodney Bell?
Yep. Rodney Bell sent him a t-shirt.
Yeah. So he had this design, but he didn't have it to print on T-shirts. He couldn't get it to work, so he sent me the logo, and that turned out nice. And I recreated it in Photoshop for him on a PNG, so he was able to print. That turned out really nice. I like that. Did a good job. Anyway, he sent that to me. He sent me a mug as well. It's kind of nice. What a nice guy.
Y'all watch Mikey's show last night? He lost his shit.
He
did.
went crazy again.
Yeah.
Dude, he completely lost it last night. I think half of that was a nervous breakdown.
Well, I don't, yeah. I like the guy, but I never thought he was the most stable person in the world.
And
He's
how much
like-
is that? How much is that of show? I didn't watch the whole thing. I watched about an hour of it.
It was
Did he
only an
need
hour and a
work?
half long, so you barely missed anything. Yeah, Jonathan, I was talking about Philly, dude. He looked like he was having a breakdown last night.
How much of
Little
that is show, do you think,
I don't know.
to gain viewers?
Well, there's a certain percentage of it, you know, because when you talk to him privately, he's a different person.
Yeah. It was just, I don't know.
Good morning, Donald.
Good
what I
morning.
will say is,
What's up, Donald?
yeah, when people have breakdowns, when they talk to people privately, they tend to put on a show more than they do for the public.
Public. Where's Laura at?
Scott McDonald's,
Uh,
give me a freaking break. Try you anything more about fucking McFly?
when she gets back, tell her
David-
to do better.
David is in the concert mode, but he's being stressed out because Laura and the
Well,
two.
Laura's freaking out over a boy band. Those haven't been popular since the 2000s.
Oh,
late
don't
90s.
don't go down.
Don't go there. Don't.
No, I'm gonna say it. The boy bands ain't been a thing since the late 90s.
Well, these were 2000s.
But she's stressed because she's got the nieces and the nephews there. And David says that he can hear them arguing out in the other room
That's true that.
constantly.
There was some of that going on too, yeah. For sure.
Like World
Um,
War 23 in that other room.
So in one case, David's happy that they've gone to McDonald's, but
I'm gonna say it, David McFly suck. Worst boy band ever.
we've been through that, haven't we, David?
We have. And I survived. Just.
Boy, she's just been going on and on and on
Oh
about
yeah,
that,
yeah,
man.
yeah.
Like,
Not just going on and on and on. These guys thought it was a good idea to wind her up.
Well, we just pretty much said the same thing you did. That's all
What
in
do
the
you mean?
past.
No, we're not going down that route.
And David agreed. David agreed with it.
What I agreed to in private is private, right? Stays in private. Leave it there.
oh, what do you? Who wound Laura up?
Rob and Paul and Joe.
What? Oh, like how did you guys wind her up?
You don't. All you have to do is say something bad about McFly.
Oh, you guys were picking on her about McFly?
But we were picking on McFly, the band.
Oh, and she got mad and left.
Oh, she went ballistic.
Oh, did she?
If looks could kill you, I'd be gone now.
Was that this morning? I'm about to go back and watch it.
That's her. I mean, the concert that she just got tickets to isn't until October or November, and she's still just talking about it now. Just
Yeah,
can't
some-
wait. She
well,
just can't
some-
wait.
Some stuff you have to get that far in advance.
Yeah, but I mean, she's just
For
dreaming.
you, Justin.
Do I?
That's for you, Justin, with that 14 comic.
Justin.
Well, that actually made her happy, really happy. She was one of the first to get into the queue, so she was at the front of the queue for the tickets online. She got her tickets, and just as she's got her tickets, the website went down. No one else could buy them because there was too much demand.
Oh, that sounds good right now, Frank. Or Jody, a sausage.
So,
muffin.
Glad it went down just after, otherwise I'd have been.
Oh,
Sausage, egg McMuffin with cheese. All right.
or a steak, egg, and
Jody.
cheese bagel.
I was thinking of you there, Justin.
Toast and
Toast.
pop-ups.
Brown sugar.
Had him at the dollar store.
I actually found that Walmart's brand of Pop-Tart actually tastes better than the name brand one, in my opinion. Sometimes you'll
Yeah,
find some
Walmart
good
brand good.
off-brand brands.
Oh, are we gonna go on Pop Tarts again?
Did you see what Dre says? I told David to stay at the hospital a bit longer.
I tried. But Laura kept visiting, so there was like, you're gonna have to go home, mate.
And Jonathan Jackson says, yeah, she got his ass happened to guess exactly who she was talking about. Because evidently it has a relationship back. The name of the band was from Back to the Future.
Yeah, Marty McFly.
Yeah,
Well, George.
George McFly, the father.
Yeah. Well, because she kept saying McFly yesterday, everybody was like, Marty McFly? I was like, no, she's not going to a concert to see fucking Michael J. Fox.
Uh-oh. You've set her off now. She's on the phone. Oh, dear. Right. Yellow.
It's like on Family Guy there. It was like on Family Guy, Michael J. Fox trying to do the Z on the wall for Zorro. The squiggly line.
Mark, are you a member of the boy band popularity of the George McFlys or whatever? So Donald, how you doing today?
I'm doing okay. I actually have some work to do, so that's always good. But yeah, Justin, I watched a little bit of the Philly Drone Life last night.
What'd you think?
It gets kind of tiresome.
It was
He's
very
in trouble.
tiresome.
He's in trouble because of things he did, and he likes to blame everybody else for narking on him. But he's the one that broke the rules.
Yeah, so he did. It's okay what he did, but he's pissed at everybody for turning them in, right?
Yeah.
Well, and apparently he said there was a whole list of people's names on the
Can't hardly hear you, Justin.
I said apparently there's a whole list of names on the court paperwork, but it's all redacted, so he doesn't know who told on him.
Well, it doesn't matter.
No, it doesn't. But I'm saying, like, half the people in the community think they're all 14, and
There
they're
are
at
people.
school in the schoolyard, and oh, you're knocking on me. They all
But-
want to act like they're fucking 12.
Yes, Mark, those videos were good to see. Thank you. But yeah, the people that make their living with drones and not the hobbyists, the Part 107s, when things like that go in the news, it just gives everybody a black eye and hurts our ability to use the drones to make our living.
Right.
And so I can see people being like, hey, this guy is,
Oh, sorry.
my name is not on the redacted list.
I just
but-
find it funny a bunch of 50-year-old men are running around. Snitches, snarks, like they're in fucking middle school.
Yeah,
Get the
it's
fuck
like,
out of here.
it's like, yeah, someone turned him in. if you break the law and expect everybody to be quiet about it, I mean, that's ridiculous. Especially when you put it out in such a public way.
I mean, I wouldn't, I mean, how could you be surprised that it even happened if you do that? I mean, that's what's so funny about it. It's like everybody's so surprised.
Right.
Like,
And he says he edited stuff. Well, okay, yeah, you edited things to make it seem more dangerous. That hurts your case. Why would you do that? It's like you're already breaking a regulation and then you're going to edit it to make it look worse and then be surprised when people react.
I'm just saying, it's funny to see all these grown ass men running around like they're in a middle school fucking playground.
Yeah. And
Uh,
I think it's
fucking
sad
hilarious.
what's happening, but the FAA has always taken the stance of educate first to modify, and they went through that step with him,
Multiple times.
and
Right.
and he kept on rules aren't for me. So he's getting what he asked for. It's not he's got a persecution complex, but he asked for it.
I could care less, to be honest with you. I mean, I find the
Me
whole
too, and I
case
have to.
interesting, Jonathan, because I don't even fly drones anymore, so I could care less. Even if I see him doing something illegal, I wouldn't care. I'm just saying. I just find this whole thing fascinating. And I think it's funny, all these, like I said, all these grown ass men running around like they're fucking 14 years old.
Yeah, and here's the thing that bothers me about Mikey. He has a 200% personality. He didn't have to break any regulations. He has a 200% personality, and if he was to go ahead and just harness that and not rely on breaking regulations and flaunting that, and I know it's probably tied together, but he could really make a go on anything. YouTube, where he talked about last night going out and interviewing people, but if he goes out and starts pushing people and doing pranks and stuff like that, but if he was just to go out and talk to people, I could see him going viral amazing, because he's got like a 200% personality, and
Oh, for sure.
that attracts people.
I just
But
think he went into the wrong hobby getting on YouTube. I think he would have done better doing something else.
maybe.
As he even said that he actually said last night what a lot of us have been saying for the last 2 years. He was like, you know what? I'm gonna find something else to do, because he used Mitch as an example, and he was like, so that just goes to show you that other things on YouTube are thriving just fine. It's just drones. Like, dude, we've been saying that for the last 2 years. That people just don't want to watch drone shit, and it just doesn't.
And
It's hard to grow as a drone channel.
In the chat, yes, Mikey's a good flyer. He flies safe, but he breaks the regulations. So you say, yeah, he may fly safe, nobody gets hurt. Yeah, that's all points, but there's still the rules. You know, I can be a good driver and I can break the speed limit by 10, 15 miles an hour and do it safely in areas where I don't see any other people, and I can break that speed limit safely. That doesn't mean that I shouldn't get a ticket when the police catch me doing it, because I'm breaking the law.
And I don't know if those fines, Jody, are actually, you know, excessive or not. I mean, I don't know what letters he received and all that. I'm just going by what's out in the public. You know, everybody else sees. I mean, but to fuck with the federal government, like I said, they have a very high conviction rate, so to actually win a case against them is extremely hard. So it's not the
And
wasn't the smart thing to do was poke at him.
And don't say he flies safe when we've all seen him do his range test flying way beyond visual line of sight. He does that multiple times.
Well, I'm not really gonna bash on him too much for that. Only
I'm not
because
either, but
there's a
there's
lot of
people
other
do it.
guys. Yeah, like Dustin Dunhill was insanely crazy with his range tests.
And I think that is ridiculous too. And I have never liked it when people do those way beyond visual line of sight flights. Myself, I don't watch them. I don't enjoy them. I think that's just asking for
Well, and that kind of makes you wonder
issues
why.
because we all learn, if at least part 107s, learn about risk mitigation. And
Okay.
doing these things, you may get the drone back safe, but you are not mitigating the risk.
Well, a lot of people were saying, especially in Dustin Dunhill's case, they were like, well, he's flying over an area where there was no population. Like, yeah, but you can't say that it's okay for one person just because of the area they're in
Mhm.
and say it's bad for another person because, I mean, either way, the rules are the rules no matter what's underneath the drone, right? I
Right.
mean,
And if you, the government stepped in, sure. And I think it comes down to at one time, it was Wild West and people could do whatever they wanted to. And then the government stepped in and started making rules and imposing rules on that.
Oh yeah,
And
if you
people
watch some of the
people fight back
videos-
against that, and they're like, "Oh, we shouldn't have to do this because the government. We did it before, and the government shouldn't be." But the government does have say, and if you want to maintain what hobby you have, you're not going to beat government. They'll shut the whole damn thing down. So if you maintain what you have,
Well, that's my whole point is when you start poking at the government, it's just going to be worse and worse.
personally, I would not be upset personally if they made it to where the only way you can buy a drone is have a Part 107.
I think eventually that's the way it's going to go. Well, we'll see because they keep putting these bills up and wanting to ban them. So I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
We'll have to wait and see how that goes.
I just got knocked off. I'm back now. Hey, Joe, can you loan Don your comb?
I'm actually just really, I'm wondering if Dustin Dunhill ever got talked to by the FAA because people always compared him to, a lot of people would say, well, how come he always got away with it? I'm like, I don't know. I'm like, I guess he just skated under the radar. I have no idea.
Yeah, in the chat here, Ken Heron flying around and doing that. It
Oh yeah,
caused me. I unsubscribed. I cannot condone
and then
that
he
kind of
turns around
behavior.
and bashes Billy after he did that video. Literally,
I
a
wouldn't
week
know. I
before.
didn't. I haven't watched his show since.
I didn't watch that either, but that's what everybody was saying that he bashed on.
I just think for people who make their living with drones, the people who push the rules and try and break them because they don't think they should count, it hurts the entire an industry. It hurts an industry. And I think the least step is going to happen is that they'll step in and they'll say only Part 107s will be able to own drones and fly drones unless it's in, say, a specified area. And I think it's all self-inflicted. And everybody will say, oh, we're being persecuted, but it's all self-inflicted. I mean, if you give a kid a car and you catch them breaking the rules and you say, okay, well, now you can only drive that car to and from work and they start just breaking the rules even more, they're going to get the car taken away from 100%, right?
Hey, Dre, how's it going?
Oh, good morning. I wanted to jump on this
the conversation's going and Dre's like, this is logical.
Okay, Dre, I'm ready.
Here.
I knew you got to get something. Looking good there, Joe.
What's your take on this, Dre? Kind of curious.
Well, like I say, I'm reading the chat, and you have to go back several years on this to understand what has actually happened or what is happening. In Mikey's case, we all knew back in 2020, I think it was 2020 when the FAA came down on him originally, okay? From his activities going as far back as 2017, 2019. And everybody's talking about his flights are not as bad as somebody else. I always tell people it's not about comparing who's doing what, when, and where.
Mhm.
It's when you get caught, you're caught. Simple as that. Like I tell people when I was a cop, they get mad, telling me, how come you ain't out chasing real criminals and stuff? I say, hey, today's your day. Your tax dollars are getting fully accounted for today because now you got my full attention.
Or why are you pulling me over for speeding when that one guy was driving faster than me? And
Right.
just a couple
Right.
minutes, you
So
know what?
tell
I didn't
people
see
like
him.
that. I said, Mikey has got the full attention of the FAA, and now the spotlight has been brighter than it's ever been. So I said, this is not really about any really new flights he's taken in the last 18 so odd months or 2 years. This is still coming back from the original flights because I believe part of the so-called situation or negotiations with the FAA, Mikey was supposed to take those videos down.
Yeah, I think he said last night it was from 2019.
Right. Those
And it's a-
videos were supposed to be taken down,
Right.
and he has never done so.
The FAA has always been, we are about re-education first. We're about
Right.
educating and correcting the behavior first.
Right.
They wouldn't be coming and spending all this money and going after him so hard if
Like I try to tell
he could
somebody
just
else, this has nothing to do with money. They know this is Mikey brags about he doesn't have any money. FAA knows I don't have that kind of money.
Hmm.
Okay, none of us on this panel has $180-something thousand.
Oh, that's a lot of money.
Federal government. Okay,
Speak for yourself.
I can make
Okay, Joe.
payments of $10 a week, Dre.
Okay,
I
so
don't know.
my whole point is this: that this is not about the fine. This is about modifying behavior.
Mhm.
Okay,
and he
That's why-
refuses
that's
to
why-
modify.
That's why I made the point to Frank in the chat. I said, you can sit there and self-inflict yourself, damage yourself, and everything, but you can't blame the system after you have done the damage to yourself.
Yep.
And that's what he's doing. He wants to blame the system of how unfair it is because people don't know the history that he received several correspondence from the FAA about his behavior. Now, he even talks about how, yeah, they sent me letters and I try to call, nobody answered. I say, you know what, man? It's like anything else in life. How much effort did you put in trying to reach back out? And then when you got the second or third letter, I think that should have got your attention. They know who I am and they're watching me. And I'm sure they're watching his little show today. So this ongoing behavior, this ongoing stick that he portrays is just, he's adding on to the list.
Honestly, when I receive, if I
Dogpiling on
receive,
himself. That's why I would say you're dogpiling on yourself, continuing to self-inflict, you're compounding a situation. Now, the funny
Yeah.
part that gets me is that he has Bruce on his show. Bruce has been on the other side of the track with his own local government
Mhm.
about
Yeah,
this
yeah.
fine and regulations and stuff. So
Mhm.
basically, now you have let's have a pity party about us against the government intruding on our so-called, and I love when people say this, God-given rights.
Yeah.
Because I remind people all the time, driving is not a God-given right, and neither is flying. It
Mhm.
is a privilege that can be taken away from you if you violate the rule. Simple as that.
I agree with you on
Simple as
there.
that. And people don't understand
Jody.
the rules that
Those
Mike
two
is
did a
getting
bunch of
hammered with the
crazy
most
shit.
is operating without a certification. The second flight is his drones originally were never registered. So don't tell me about how his flights were not endangering people, wasn't flying over people, all this kind of stuff. The point is he never registered himself,
Mhm.
and none of his drones were ever registered. That's black and white.
Mhm.
Simple as that.
I think the same thing, Jody. I think Ken's just as bad with some of his
Yeah,
videos.
I put Ken in the same boat. And the thing is here, Ken has run afoul of the FAA several times over the year, and he tries to play victim also. Oh, I didn't know. Oh, I talked to that guy over there. I said, that guy is not the authority.
And
The local security guard is not the authority that you get permission from.
and the
And
problem
I
is
don't
these
wanna jump
people
on
give
FPV people really
Yeah.
hard here, but my thing is this: when I hear you talking about, we're flying this Bando,
You're trespassing.
And I don't care if it's fenced off, it's got a swing gate, it's got a no gate, no fence, whatever. If it's not your property, it belongs to somebody else. So when you enter onto a property that is not your own, you are trespassing. They don't get you for flying, they get you for trespassing.
Yep.
So you already incriminate yourself by your own activities, trespassing on someone else's property just because you want to have fun and fly on around it. That's why I tell people, I say, your own behavior is the criminal aspect of it. Mikey's behavior, not registered as a state. Everybody has to get some type of registration. Even as a recreational flyer, you have to take the trust test. Mikey's never taken the trust test.
Oh, he said he finally took it. I don't know if he did.
Yeah,
or
he
not.
said last night he did.
In the original videos that they keep talking about, he was flying a Mavic 2 Pro or around the same type of drone, which is above 250 grams. He just recently got these mini drones in the last 2 years. So he's talking about, I said, no. The ones they're talking about is when we're flying larger drones. So all this nonsense in the chat, if you don't know the history, as I always tell people, you don't know the law, don't quote the law. So if you don't know the history of what this is all about, you need to go back and watch all those videos. And he'll tell you exactly what drone. The Mikey used to put his telemetry on the actual video.
That's how you know he was. That's how you know he was above 400 foot.
Right. That's why they say he used to have his telemetry. And once his first came down, that's when he stopped doing his telemetry.
Didn't Casey Neistat get in trouble?
Casey Neistat is another one. Casey Neistat should never own a drone. That guy was flying in the middle of New York. You got the
didn't he
satellite
get in trouble?
He would lose drones in the middle of New York. They'd just fly away because he was getting reflections off buildings, getting good signal. I think he got in trouble. Yeah, but
talk about Casey Neistat.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like I say, he was, like I say, he was back in the Wild Wild West days.
Yeah,
you know, he was one of the people who actually put drones on the map because of his videos, but he also is one of the ones that caused a lot of the legislation to come about because of what his videos and what he was doing.
And all of his videos, whenever he was breaking a rule, I'd be like, I can't condone that. He put up I think it was 3 drones at one time for the eclipse video that he had done, and it's like then he was going off and just left him hovering and was going around filming other stuff. It's like he cannot do that. That is
right. So like I say, everybody wants to compare one bad act against another bad act. Guess what? They're all bad acts.
Yeah, they're all bad acts.
Simple as that. They're all bad acts. And like I said,
when I see it, I call it out and say that's a bad act.
Yeah.
Because I know that even if you don't get caught by the FAA, and Mikey was harping on the drone community last night, didn't support him. We shouldn't support bad actors.
You can't support
we shouldn't,
bad
because anything that goes on like that just gives all of us a black eye and is gonna shut down what freedom we do have within I'll say industry if you're part 107, and hobby if you're a hobbyist. I mean, it's going to cause more restrictions because you can't fight City Hall, they say.
Well,
and this is far above City Hall.
If you don't have a legal leg to stand on, that's why you can't fight City Hall. But if you have a legal leg to stand on, at least you have a legitimate fight. Okay? But I'm saying, but when you're out there and you're in violations of the rules and regulations, then we have an issue at that point. Okay? And that's why I say, with a lot of people out there, like I remember Justin talking about Dustin out there when he was in Hawaii doing all the range testing and stuff. He never put out that he was contacted, but we all kind of noticed how his stuff dropped right off the radar.
Mm-hmm.
And then
is he not doing videos no more, or I didn't notice?
You know what? The next time I knew Justin, I had heard rumors that he had moved back to the States.
Yeah, he did. I remember that because he
up in
announced
Montana
it.
somewhere, Idaho. I don't know where exactly, but still, I don't see those rain tests showing up no more online. And the biggest thing that gets me is this. Yeah, I take for granted we all have violated the law. Driving our own vehicles, doing illegal additions to our homes without permits, and all this kind of stuff. And we probably all have flown above 400 feet or beyond visual line of sight. The difference here is, do we post this stuff online and thumb our nose at the system, saying, "Hey, look what I did"?
Well, you really can't get mad if you post it online and then get in trouble. I
And
mean,
that's my whole point.
and
This is
it's
what I'm
it's
saying.
it's like those kids, that posted themselves stealing the Kias, and then they wonder why they got arrested.
Right.
It's like you posted it
That's what
online,
I'm
dude.
saying. That's what I'm saying. This is the part right here. I can't even wrap my brain around that. You're posting this for the purpose for profit.
Because I've heard a lot of guys in your generation say, bag on the young kids that do that shit all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Because they do. The real young kids do that crap all the time. They'll post themselves like breaking into somebody's house and show their face and be like, "Oh, look what I stole." And then everybody's wondering why they got arrested. I'm like, really? It's not that difficult to understand.
Yeah, and that's
Because
that's
you're
why I don't
stupid.
get. That's the part I don't feel like other people. I remember years ago, and I'm sure Paul Murray, he's been around a lot in a lot of these Facebook groups and everything else for a long time, where people say, "Don't come in here and drone police." And I have to tell them, I said, if we don't police each other, someone else will. And that's where we're at today. We have legislators, other drone manufacturers who are establishing these drone rules and regulations. And now we're talking about an outright ban with HR, whatever number it is, because of activities like this. There is a profit, I would say, margin to look at from commercial corporations that they would love to take over that airspace, because if we don't act responsible ourselves, they'll take us out of it and give it to them.
Yep.
And at that point, the only way you're going to fly is if you literally are working for a company.
Right. No, my only hope is that if this keeps coming down the way it looks like it continues the restrictions.
I don't mean to cut you off, Don, but Frank just said something here that gets under my skin. Talking about it's a right that they turn into a privilege. No, it's never been a right to fly the national airspace. The FAA has been around since 1959, when Congress gave them authority. And there are actually Supreme Court cases that go back as far back as World War II, talking about the regulation of airspace, which is given under the national interest. So there's never been a right of anyone to be able to fly.
And he's talking about driver's licenses too. And yeah, it's not your right.
Yeah. And
You have
and people confuse the section.
You have the right to apply, but you have to apply the right way.
Well, the part they get confused in the Constitution. The Constitution, it talks about you have the right to drive for the purpose of commerce. So they didn't want states trying to charge tariffs against other states for goods and services. But people misinterpret that, thinking that, oh, the Constitution gives me a right to drive. No, the Constitution gives you a right to conduct commerce for use of the road.
I'll go a little bit, twist that the other direction. The Constitution doesn't give you right; it protects rights from the government. So it's protection of your existing right.
There you go. But like I say, each state is given the authority to give you a privilege of driving in the state.
But
like I said,
they cannot restrict
people,
interstate travel.
Right. Now I tell people, I said the reason why it is a privilege, because if you run afoul of the laws and regulations, that so-called privilege can be revoked and suspended. And that's how you know the difference between a right and a privilege. If we can't revoke your status, we can't suspend your status, then it is a right. Okay, but if we can regulate it, it is not a right. It is a privilege.
I think his argument is more as it should be a privilege. I think.
What's that, Justin?
I think his argument is somewhat based on it should be a privilege. I think.
Tell you the truth, since I would say commercial level airline passenger came into be, that's when it all changed. Because now you have to have some kind of regulation. Like I said, you got to have airspace control.
I mean, it's true with the amount of planes that are in the air every day. I mean, if you didn't, it would be fucking chaos.
Right.
I mean, there's
that's
already.
What I'm getting to. Yeah, it would be chaos if everybody's allowed to just do what they want to do.
I get it.
They want to fly, and nobody has no control of what's going on. A lot of people don't think at that level. They're thinking, oh, that drones. I said, no. It goes from commercial airlines, military space, all this kind of stuff comes all into play. If it's not had some type of organization control, you would have absolute chaos in the sky.
Yeah, and you know, pilots, I mean, if you've got your Part 107, you know, because you've gone through the study, you've gone through the training and stuff. And if you're a pilot, you know that a lot of the flights that you see around, the local flights, the small places, especially out here in the Midwest, it's not constantly somebody at the tower telling you where to go or telling what you're allowed to. No, it's visual flight rules. A lot of these planes going out here, crop dusters, stuff like visual flight rules, and it is all based on people following a set of guidelines that everybody's agreed to make things safe. And if you're going to be in airspace, you have to go through, you have to kind of follow the guidelines that keeps everybody safe. That doesn't mean that you can't go out with an airplane and do stupid stunts and get by with it and nobody got hurt. And that means, hey, guess what? No harm, no foul. No, there's still, you broke these guidelines that are there.
They're like the guy that jumped out of the plane for his YouTube channel.
Yeah, YouTube channel.
Right.
Yeah, that was insane.
Yeah, no, he luckily he didn't kill any campers that were down there. He didn't hurt anybody. He did some little damage to the land, but it was still a jackass move, and he should be punished for it.
And what using that for example, what was his flaw in his plan? Posted on YouTube.
I don't know.
He could have walked away with his crazy story.
Everybody would have believed it
until he posted on YouTube, and all of a sudden he's got the NTSB. Wait a minute here, something's not right.
No, why is your door already open there? It
well,
looks like.
The thing is here.
Why is this here?
He went back out and removed the wreckage and lied to the NTSB about where the plane crashed. Like I say, it was the cover-up that tripped him up. But
I mean, I get it. And that makes sense, Jody.
Him and Mike in the same boat. You're doing activities that are unlawful, unregulated, I should say. There's not a law with FAA. It's unregulated. But the thing is here, you're posting it online for profit. That is the kicker right there. You're posting online for the simple purpose of gaining more views to gain profit in your pocket.
Yep.
Simple as that.
And Jody,
that's the sad part right there.
Jody says that's why he doesn't post videos, because the government's going to do what they want to do. It's like, no, I post videos. I've posted videos of me flying. I posted drone videos. I'm not scared because I don't break any rules.
So that's why I tell people, I say, we've all done certain things in our lives, but do we go out there and put it on social media? That's the difference right there. Do we go out there and put all the little crazy stuff we've done in our lives? Do we go out there and put it on social media to rack up numbers and stuff? Well, Justin, I'll keep you out of that, because that gaming stuff you do is just outrageous.
I mean, this is no different than the kids with the motorcycle, with the putting their GoPros on the motorcycles, doing wheelies and on the public roads and posting it. It's like, you guys are doing it to get attention. Well, guess what? If you post a video to get attention, it's going to get attention.
Yeah, and like I say,
and you can't claim a victim when it does.
Yeah, and like I say, now you've got the attention of folks you didn't want to get attention from, and now you want to cry foul and say, "Oh, woe's me! Now I'm the victim." I said, "No, you that's self-inflicted, dude. I'm sorry." That's
right. Anyone over the age of 40 is a different era. When we were kids, we went out, we did crazy shit. We didn't post it online because it wasn't there. But I tell you what, if YouTube and all that was around in the 80s and we posted some of the shit we did, we'd be in serious trouble.
Like I said, David, no, we didn't have social media back when I grew up, 60s and 70s. But you didn't run your mouth too much, because it got back to somebody in the neighborhood, like mom and dad or whoever you were around, you were definitely gonna catch a tail whooping for doing stuff you had no business doing. Now, I'm sure Joe could attest to that, because
you catch that ass whooping all the way home too.
There you go. The person that caught you gave you a pop upside the head, and when you got home, you get your tail whooped again by mama and daddy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Every
and,
neighbor
and you had to
all
be
the
really
way.
careful about what you're doing because you get home and your parents are waiting for you. And they're like,
Yeah.
I hear
But
you're doing
it's
this here. And you're
weird.
like, how'd you find about that? I've got my
Yeah.
sources.
But in between the days of respect of the 60s, 70s, and early 80s, we had this spell where people became little shits and did stupid things.
Oh, we were shits.
No respect.
We were shits.
No, but what I'm saying
Every
is,
kid goes through a period where they're
well,
shits
I'm
because they're going
saying-
to push what boundaries they can find.
but there was a spell in the late 80s, early 90s where everyone, even the adults, just rebelled as well and stuff. And now we've got social media and no respect. Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, it just runs 10 times faster with social media. Like I said, every generation did things. I mean, my dad talked about when he was a kid. My dad's 94. He talked about how he was a little kid and growing up in Hollywood, California, and how they used to jump on the cable car on the back end. Didn't pay for it.
But everybody today is always pushing for that viral video. And
Right.
sometimes you're not even party to that viral video. You could just be walking down the street and fall down a manhole and you're going on YouTube.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. But there's a difference between accidental behavior and then planned.
There is,
behavior.
but what I'm saying is,
Yeah.
people are always pushing for the views.
Yep. And
that's
there's
what-
also a difference, David, between talking about what we did when we were kids, when we were in our teens, as to what 40-year-old people are doing
Yeah.
and posting.
But like I say, we all had to get to a point in life where we call ourselves have grown up and we leave childish things behind and we become responsible, try to be responsible adults.
I may be a little different than most people.
We know you're
as
different,
far as
John.
I know, as far as at least flying drones, I got my Part 107 was flying somebody else's drone, and I didn't have my own. And so I was the only person in this region that was flying the drone for the company, and I had my Part 107, something like that, and they paid for it. So I was like hyper vigilant about following regulations and stuff because it wasn't my drone. They paid for the Part 107. I had to be responsible, and it was also my job. And so I was a little bit more hyper active about that. So when you say everybody's flown over 400 feet, I've only done that once, and that was within 400 feet of the structure that I was flying, which was a stack at a power plant where I had permission to fly. And so as far as breaking regulations,
that's exactly the same size.
I don't think I have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie.
Frank's statement in the chat real quick. Frank, you go back to, I want to say the year was 1943, Supreme Court case, United States versus Ozzie, which talked about who has the right over the national airspace. That was the Supreme Court decision. I believe it was 1943. You can read it up. Or you can go to the video, which I did it on remote ID when people were crying about that last year. I used that case as a study of people talking about, well, they own the airspace above their house. And I said, no, you do not. And that case is misquoted so many times that people talk about the United States had to pay this guy for the loss of revenue for his chicken ranch farm. It had nothing to do with the airspace over his chicken ranch, but it was the loss of productivity because of the airplane noises that are disrupting the business of the chicken hatchery or laying eggs. And that's what that case is about. Because at the end of one of the judge's decisions, he states, that's why I tell people, he states there that the national airspace is in the interest of the national public, not any one individual.
You got everything. You should upload ships.
Well, he thinks that when he goes to court,
David.
So
tell Laura that I'm speaking. She needs to shut it.
Ray, shut up.
And really, shouldn't she be in the kitchen anyway?
Oh,
I can make McDonald's in the kitchen.
Ooh. Bad
so he said that the one paper was redacted with the names on it. But he
Hmm.
said that when he goes to court, he says he thinks that he can give them that he can get an unredacted paper
Mhm.
because he has the right to know who
Sure.
he's
He has a
facing.
right
I don't
to
know if
disclosure.
that's well, I don't know if they're actually going to show him that. But then he said he
Uh,
was going to do all this crap, calling people out and all this.
Actually, he can't.
So,
Apparently,
uh,
there was a
my
whole.
thing is this,
He's,
Justin.
he
Actually,
said they gave him a copy, and there was a whole list of names. He said
he can't get those names because those are not his accusers. Those are the people that reported it. His accusers are the government.
the FAA. Yeah.
Yeah. So my thing is this: even if he was able to get the names, what purpose does that serve? Does it change? Make his case that he
Stronger.
legally was flying?
No, doesn't
No.
change it one bit.
So he wants to go out there, like I say, it's the old sinking ship mentality that, oh, if I'm going to go down, I'm going to take everybody with me.
Oh, that was exactly the mentality he had last night. I would say.
So once again, you want to play victim. You want to play victim. So I'm the victim. So I'm going to reach my arms out and grab everybody I can and go down with me. That's the victim mentality.
And if I
That's
can't
that-
fly my
that's that
drones, then
BS.
nobody can fly their drones because we're going to burn the whole thing down. Come on, who's with me, guys? Let's.
Yep.
It's like, no, because I know Dre makes money at this.
Yeah.
I haven't for a while, but I still have my Part 107, and people who do and plan on being able to make money with their drones, they can't afford to just play martyr and just go for burning the system down.
Yeah, some people were getting mad that we were even talking about this. I was like, we're literally just talking about what's public. Everybody knows
You know
all
what?
this stuff.
Every show has talked about this over the last 10 days.
Mhm.
You know,
Well, I mean, if you-
I'm not going to talk about it on my show next Sunday. I got other things I'd rather talk about that's going to benefit those who are flying for commercial reasons. I mean, this, like I said, this is old news to me. I say when this happened originally, a lot of us thought this would curtail his activity for a while. And just like with Ken Herring, there's been many cases years ago where he got the sling and has gotten little visits from the FAA, phone calls, letters, and everything else. And we would hope that would curtail his activity. And it does for a little while. He mellows out, and all of a sudden you get this out of the blue, what were you thinking video? And it's like, dude, you're on the speed dial with these people, and you're still doing this nonsense.
I'm gonna be honest. If I would have got letters like he did, I probably would have walked away from doing flying.
Yeah, no kidding. Like I say, the average person would say, you know what, maybe this ain't for me. Maybe I'd do something else, whatever. But Mikey has already explained about who he is. And I always tell people, I said, this is why you get, when people tell you who they are, you need to listen and believe them. So Mikey talks about his addiction with drugs, addiction, alcohol, addiction with food. And I say he has that compulsive type attitude or mentality. Whatever he gets into, he's 100% into it.
Mm-hmm.
So now he got into drones, got it, like flying the drones. It helped him kick some of the other habits he had, and he put everything he does into drones. Got doing the social media and figure out, hey, I can actually be a win-win for me.
Mm-hmm.
But then you get caught up in the mentality that, okay, I need to be at this level. You get to that level, I need to be at this level. I need to be at this level.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
but even
so
still,
now you got to figure you got to one up yourself to keep the gravy train rolling.
But even still, he makes a mistake by pushing against those regulations. When, like I said, he has a 200% personality.
Yeah.
If he would have stayed within the regulations and just pushed his personality, guess what? He's golden.
Yeah. Like I say, Mikey can fly his behind up. I've seen videos where I've seen him actually manually fly.
Yeah.
And he has a great skill of flying.
Mm-hmm.
I give him that. And he could be a great ambassador of trying to teach people how to fly.
Mm-hmm.
But you don't get as many views doing that kind of stuff.
Mm-mm.
You get the views for the extreme stuff. You get the views from the crashes. You get the views from the stuff that people.
Oh, you can tell he wants to be famous on YouTube. That was his goal.
That's
Yeah.
the whole point.
Mhm.
This is why I say this is self-inflicted. Just like we can use different examples. Like out here, it was the big what they call it, the tuition thing. It went across the country. Where all these powerful and rich people
Mhm.
had the little kids getting into these nice schools who they didn't qualify on on sports scholarships, a sport they didn't even play, falsify SAT scores, all this nonsense. And all these kids are on YouTube. Half of them have a YouTube channel every night. I'm thinking, if you were over at UCLA, USC, Stanford, Harvard, Yale, whatever school you were attending, and you had a daily podcast on YouTube on how to put makeup on, what were you studying?
Yeah.
So I mean, it just like I say, people. I say when you put yourself out there, people start paying attention. They start like, and you're supposed to be at that school on a soccer scholarship, a rowing scholarship.
There was a comedian, I can't remember his name, but and Justin will probably agree that the parents paying for these scholarships should be perfectly allowed. Justin will agree. Right, Justin?
To be allowed for what?
Rich people should be able to pay to get their kids accepted into these universities.
They've always had.
You're wrong. There's a comedian that put it perfectly. He says, whenever I buy a game, I buy all the packs and guns and stuff like that. I play against these kids that don't have the guns. Too bad for you. I got disposable income.
Okay, now that you said it that way, I'll agree with you.
They're rich enough to buy a cheat code.
Oh, you're talking about, wasn't that the girl from Full House? The lady from Full House?
Yeah,
I think she was one of them.
The lady from Full House. The lady that played on what was it? All these women lived on the same street. And they all had our little dark secrets.
Cougar Town.
Felicity.
Felicity, yeah. Felicity Huffman.
Felicity, what's her name? Her, and there's a couple other really rich families.
Yeah, Felicity Huffman. She's married to that William H. Macy, I think.
Yeah, William H. Macy, and then the girl from Full House, Becky, whatever her name was.
Yeah.
And then there was a couple other celebrities, and there was some other folks who were just super rich folks.
They were rich enough to buy their kids a cheat code.
Yeah. and like I said, instead of just getting a kid into school because you have money to pay for it, you were getting a scholarship, dude. A scholarship that had to be taken away from someone who might have actually earned it.
And it's like it used to be that, okay, well, if you're rich enough, go ahead and put an extension on the library and it'll get your name on it, and your kids will get to come here. I mean, it used to be that kind of thing.
That kind of thing. Now you're falsifying athletic ability. A child never even participate in the sport
and taking something away from another person.
Taking away from somebody else.
Oh yeah, there was other ways they could have got their kid in. Like you said, they could have just donated a bunch of money.
You have the money to get your child in any school, most likely. But why do you have to use the scholarship that should have went to somebody else?
Well, and yeah, not to mention, we all know that scholarships are generally for people that can't afford college, but are intelligent enough to get in and get a career going and all that.
And that's the kicker to me, that they're rich enough to, I say, buy the cheat code, but didn't want to lose the rest of the money paying for the tuition each year.
Yep.
It's like I say, you buy the cheat code, but you don't want to pay the you have to still pay we call it not a
the expansion pack.
Call it, what's that done?
Expansion packs?
No, I'm talking about what I remember. Microsoft used to have like a service that you had to pay each month.
Oh no. Well, it depends on what game. Then you just download a free mod menu. And
like that. Sure. Yeah.
So like I say, they get the cheat code, but they don't want to pay the service fee to play.
Yeah, they want to pay the subscription. Yeah.
Yeah, they want to get the cheat expansion mod, which would be the scholarship to even look at to be in a.
Yeah, I remember when that happened. I was like, Jesus! I was like, what the fuck kind of bullshit is this?
It looks like us three in the center drove everybody else off this stream.
I'm sure they are. I mean, I just didn't buy the DCL.
Well, Joe does get
Okay.
intimidated by Dre. That's why. That's why he started copying him with the jacket. He's like, I gotta fit in.
Well, I heard him the other day say he's gonna get one of those tuxedo shirts. When I come on, he's gonna put it on. So when I saw him get up, I thought he was gonna go get the T-shirt, and I didn't even wear a tie today. I wore a open collar sweater today. It is still raining. It's supposed to lighten up by the end of the day out here. We'll pass it off to Arizona. It should be hitting Arizona and New Mexico by tonight, and then heading across the rest of the plains and stuff.
Yeah, but I would say out
Frank,
of all,
I was just Frank. My background, I have a degree in criminal justice, and thank you. And my time when I left the security forces on the East Coast, I was a battalion legal officer. I was in the military. I was a cop for over 10 years. So knowing how laws are worded, the words that are used, quite familiar. I used to do court martials in the military.
out of all the alphabet agencies, I would say the FAA is probably the most chill, to be honest with you, because most like the the ATF, FBI, they'll just come after you. They don't come to you and say, "Well, you shouldn't have murdered the guy," but next time make sure that you.
We don't want to educate you on why you shouldn't make meth.
Right.
Yes. Yeah.
You see,
Right.
Joe came back. He's not wearing his tuxedo, but what you guys can't see is underneath that shirt, he's wearing his cummerbund.
Oh, he doesn't get the middle finger?
It makes him
see how
feel.
it is.
Working on it. I'm doing something right now. I'm busy.
It makes him feel
I'm
fancy.
busy. Hold on. I'm busy cleaning up a mess.
Like I
But
said,
I'm saying-
I don't want anybody in the chat or anybody us on the panel think this is a beat down on
He gets the
Mikey
gold on.
himself or anybody else that has been mentioned. But like I say, I've always believed that like I said before, we don't police our own, somebody else will.
Absolutely.
And that's what we're seeing at our highest level in our government, where we having these American Drone Security Act slide in behind the military funding bill. This HR, whatever, 262, whatever it is that's coming, it's going to slide in with another bill that's going to kind of tie a lot of people's hands at the highest level, say that, well, if I don't sign off on this or vote for this, I'm going to look like an idiot because it's tied into maybe border security or something else. So, this is what I'm saying, that, I'm not saying that Mikey is the only one or the main issue why these things happen. There are a lot of players behind the scenes, a lot of other American manufacturers who could not and did not want to compete against foreign companies for drone sales. So there's a lot of moving parts that go to play here. But for the general public knowledge, these are the things they see. These are the things that sticks in their mind.
It was said in the chat just a while ago that, and it was said last night on the stream, these little drones, no one's ever been hurt and no one's ever been killed. And it's like, these are the safest aircraft out there in the skies. Why are they regulating them? It's like, because they're the most visible to the average person here. The average person knows that someone flying an airplane has had to pass all kinds of tests. They've had to train to be able to be up there.
Hundreds of hours of flying.
And there's another thing that's coming into
person
play.
Knows that. The average person also goes into Walmart or they go into Best Buy and they see these drones on sale. They know that you don't need to pass nothing to get it and fly it. So when they see these drones flying around, they're much more visible, and so we need to be a little more.
Yeah, and there's other things in play, as you now seen in Ukraine. These little drones that are safe to fly everywhere, apparently, they're being adapted and they're causing some serious damage.
But I just wish the IRS was more like the FAA and was like, we're for the future, just don't file your taxes wrong so we don't mispay you. Moving forward, make sure you do it correctly. But we're going to let you keep that money this time.
I want them to just send me a bill. If you know how much I owe you, send me a bill. Then I can dispute the bill. Or try to dispute the bill. But no, it's like, how about you figure it out?
Let me call PayPal because I know I sent the money.
You figure it out, and if you're wrong, you're in trouble.
Yeah.
Hey, Dre, you said that none of us can afford those bills that Mikey's getting. Hey, some of us are whales.
Oh, where's your jacket at, by the way? The one time
Put
he's
it over
actually
there.
on
I
the
gotta go.
panel.
We gotta go fly with Johnny in about 5 minutes.
Yeah.
I'm gonna see if I could. Did you see that last video I put out, Dre? I almost
No,
lost
I
the
did
Ivana
not.
twice.
Oh yeah, that was pretty
You're gonna have
wild.
to go check it out. It's the one that says it's the old Pearl River, and
okay.
at 244, I had a vision sensor calibration error.
Oh, that's not real bad.
And
They tell you to let the sticks align or something.
all I'm telling you, I was in the middle of flying when it happened.
Oh, I did see that. That's what the metal bridge, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I did see that yesterday.
yeah. I bounced all over that bridge. I don't even know how. I said,
I was
"Thank you,
like,
Lord."
I forgot who it was to point out when you first veered off to the left. I was totally shocked how that drone slid between them two metal railings, and you went
It
out
came
over the
back.
water.
It came back again, and then went back out again. Then came back and hit.
I was like, how lucky can you get? Because said to me,
Yeah.
you hit that first metal railing, flipped on the side, and it fell right in the water. You know.
Right. Lance told me he thought that I was flying it that way. He said, "Damn, he's a good pilot."
Oh, thank God, Jody, you're here because Frank's an ass.
Yeah. Yeah, I did see that one yesterday when you guys were talking about it.
But then I got it back, restarted it, and everything went away, right? So I said, let me
but
get it
like,
up again.
I think Hot Rod was saying that second time you went through, you were a lot lower, and I saw that metal.
Yeah, I was at 2 feet.
That metal strip that you flew right over. Right when you hit that metal strip where the bridge is raised up, that might cause the interference.
Yeah, I was at 6 feet the first time and at 2 feet the second time.
Yeah.
I guarantee you that's had to have something to do with it. But when I flew it the second time, I made the loop and came back around the bridge. They had the big power wires, and I saw those and said, let me come back over the trees and just bring it back. And then I'm coming down the trees, and all of a sudden I saw a transformer. I said, oh shit. And I had wires everywhere again. It's like a freaking spider web.
Mark,
I
we
went
get
in between
taxed
those
out of our
wires.
paychecks.
Yeah, I saw you slide through the wire. I said, you just run from one thing into another thing.
Yeah, guess what? It got packed up after that. I said, that's it. Because I had Osprey flying above the Mavic 3, 7 of them.
Yeah.
No, Mark,
They were coming down looking at it. I said, I'm done.
Mark, we get taxed out of our paychecks just like you guys.
Yeah.
It's just we have to file our own taxes at the end of the year.
Yeah. Joe, let me just twist this on you. You're to blame, right? You should have checked the area out before you flew the drone. Should have inspected it all, made sure it's safe to fly. You're to blame for the drone crash.
I'll take the blame on the wires. That's where I'll take the blame. Because the wires I should have known they were right there.
Yep. It's all about risk
You're right.
mitigation.
Yeah, it's
the wires are the ones that were my fault because I should have known those wires were there when I came down there.
Yeah, you should have cut them down before you flew.
But the calibration error was not mine, and Osprey were not mine. I saw the Osprey, so I stayed about 100 feet under him. But then when I got by the bridge, all of a sudden I got 7 of them up there, and one of them takes a dive.
Yeah.
And when he
So
took the
next
dive,
time,
you didn't
Joe-
see that part of the video. I'm flying, and when I saw him diving, I just died. I went down in by the bridge. And when I got closer to the bridge, he went away.
I'm
Yeah.
surprised with
Well,
the
Joe-
amount of noise that Avata makes, it wouldn't scare him off.
No, that was the Mavic 3.
Oh, okay. The Mavic 3 is quiet. Yeah.
Well, next time you go
Yeah, I
out,
didn't
Joe,
want- I
don't
didn't
forget
want
your
the Mavic 3 to
screwdriver and
warn.
wire cutters.
Yeah.
No, next time I go out, I'm gonna make sure the gun's on my hip.
Yeah, but don't forget your screwdriver and wire cutters. You can take them wires down temporarily while you
Oh,
fly
hell
and then
no.
put them back up.
Well, if you, I tell you, I looked at it really slow, going through like frame by frame by frame. And when I went through that first wire, I guarantee the back of the drone touched it because it bounced.
What the hell happened? Oh.
So like I said, I don't want anybody to go away thinking this is a blast on Mikey.
I
or-
think it's just a discussion of public stuff that's out there.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Well, my
Yeah.
whole thing is this: that it's one thing to fly and whatever you do, but it takes it to another level when you start posting it online.
Mhm.
That's why I have issue. What you do out on your own, that's on you.
Yep.
If you never get caught,
but just don't get surprised by posting online that you get in trouble. That's my whole
That's
point
just the
too.
whole thing. That's just
Yeah.
the whole thing. When you start posting online, that
Don't be
shows,
surprised.
That shows a lot of us that you have
Because
ulterior motives of why.
he said last night that that list that had the redacted names that had where they were from wasn't
Mhm.
redacted, and he said there was people from the UK, from Australia,
Mm-hmm.
there was people from the US, Canada. He
It
said
doesn't
they were
matter.
from all over the world, but they redacted the names, but all the other information was there.
Right.
Yeah, it doesn't matter where they're from. These are
Oh,
people
no,
who
no, no.
said,
I'm just
hey, I saw
saying
that.
I'm just
So,
saying that
last
by
night he was
posting
trying
it
to make it sound
online,
like
Well, the thing is,
you
here,
had all
he
these
was, he was
people.
universally condemned by the drone community
Uh-huh.
across the planet. That's all that says. That if people from other
By-
countries
Uh,
are
by a
contacting the
section
U.S.
of the drone
government
community.
agency about your activities.
well,
that's
I
what
mean,
goes to show.
Jody,
By a
I
section of the drone
don't.
community. There's another section of the drone community that wholeheartedly endorses him and is on his side.
Well, this is the thing, Jody. Is I don't know if I don't know where they got the $180,000 number from. If that's, because if that's a little bit of a
Each
fine each
violation was-
time.
I think it was each violation was $1,500.
And Jody, the $180,000, they didn't come down with that from the starting line.
Mm-mm.
I like I said, is it excessive? I don't know.
Well, like I say, if you know the history of how this occurred, as I said, each violation was $1,500.
So he
Now,
racked up that many
15
violations.
There you go, because he kept putting up more
Jesus.
videos.
Well, I remember somebody saying $1,500 per violation, but I didn't
per
know if like
violation.
some of that was like court costs and other things that they
No.
added in there or anything
No,
like
no.
that.
No, like I say, because FAA is a
Gotta take
civil
off, guys.
administration.
Later, Joe.
Catch you later, Joe.
It's a
Have a
civil
safe flight.
administration penalty. So there is
Stay away
no
from them
real court
magnets
cost to speak
and
of.
wires. Leave the birds alone.
So like I said, there's no real court cost to speak of. It's a civil administrative penalty. So you're not paying for lawyers. You're not paying the FAA lawyers fees. You're not paying court fees and stuff. It's a civil administrative penalty.
No, Dusty, we weren't talking about him. We were talking about Philly. And Mark's saying that it went from 88,000 in 2019 up to 182,000 now. Well, he occurred more violations over a 2-3 year
Well, it's
period.
not just that as well. It's like everything. If you go to court and they issue you a fine of £10,000, but you don't pay it, and they drag your ass back into court, they're going to turn around and say it's £10,000 plus a new fine, and it'll rack up. That's how it works.
Yeah, well, that's very well possible. Like I'm looking at what Mark's saying here. I could tell Mark this is not about the 182,000 or whatever amount it was. It's not about the money. This is about modifying somebody's behavior who has not gotten the hint.
Mm-hmm.
The fine is like the hammer.
Well,
Okay.
Yeah.
I think now he's gotten the hit and it's way too late because now he's saying he's done with drones and he's never going to fly
Oh,
one again. So we'll
You know,
see.
it's easy to say that now because when he got hit with this the first
Right.
time, he said he was done with drones. He's going to sell all his drones. In 2020, he said he's going to sell all his drones.
Mhm.
Mikey has bought at least 5 drones since then.
Mhm.
He's bought every drone that's came out.
Well, like I said too, it's I don't know. He's saying he's changing his channel name and all that stuff. So we'll have to see. I mean,
Well,
if
good.
he actually goes through with it.
Well, like I always say, it's not about changing channel names, not about that. It's about behavior.
Mhm.
he's
If
gonna
he goes
change his
out-
behavior,
If he
then
puts
he's
the
going.
if he puts the drones down and he doesn't fly another drone and he starts going out on the streets of Philadelphia and he starts pushing and breaking laws on the streets of Philadelphia to get views, he'll have the same problem.
There you go.
Yeah, it's like if he
It doesn't
if he
matter
goes
his channel
from
name, it
drones,
doesn't matter the tool that he's using. It matters the
exactly.
behavior.
Oh, Paul must have went and flown. I didn't even
Yeah.
know that.
Jody, like I tell somebody else earlier in the chat, it's not always about flying over people. It's not always about flying above 400 feet or whatever the case might have been. In the
Mhm.
days where most of these infractions occurred, Mikey used to post his videos with the telemetry showing, which would show that he was in violation of controlled airspace.
Well,
Also show that he was in violation of not being a registered pilot, flying in controlled airspace. And also show that whatever drone he was flying back then, which
well,
all of those drones back then were above 250 grams, need to be registered.
Well, you know,
those
it's
are the main
it-
charges.
And
it's
Jody,
funny
yeah,
though.
you're saying you've seen people do worse. We've already had that conversation. Yes, you've seen people do worse. That doesn't negate what he did.
Well, my whole thing is I've said this before too, is if it's funny because you'll see the same people that support these people that are doing all this are the
Mhm.
same people that you'll see in other chats bitching about the regulations.
Mhm.
And I'm like, but you're literally supporting these people that are out there outright doing stupid shit with their drones.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And
And
the-
you're
the
going to
other
cause
thing-
more regulations.
Yeah,
You're
and
giving
the
them
other thi-
super chats and memberships and all this
what
other
you just
crap.
said, Donald, then, yeah, about is people have done worse. Well, yeah, people will have done worse, but when the authorities come knocking and say, "Don't do that," it's how they react. It's how you react to that.
Mhm.
If you get told, "Don't do that again,"
Well, like
Yeah,
I said, the
take the
FAA
warning.
seems to be the most chill out of all the alphabet agencies.
Mhm. And if
From what I've seen, they seem to be the most chill as far as they don't just come after you.
if
right
they
out.
target
They
him
try to
with the
tell you.
fines from day one, if they just targeted him with these crazy fines and they had not spoken to anybody else, even other people violating regulations, stuff like that, then you might have a case that he's being persecuted. But the fact that they go to people that break the rules and they talk to them and they modify the behaviors, like Dre says,
Yeah.
through education, and those people take a hint.
Right.
Those people, mea culpa, and they
Fucking
modify their
Dusty.
behavior.
I'm going to address East Coast 3Ls. This is where I shake my head. I remember the outrage a few weeks back when Ken Heron posted this video about flying around
Mhm.
people's heads at the park or wherever it happened at.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody was so outraged and said, "Oh, that was so stupid," and that's this and that's that. But when his show aired that Thursday, I peeked in for a little bit, and Ken Heron cleared over $1,000 in super chats that night.
Yep.
And that's
Right.
why I tell East Coast, these are how these guys are
Yeah.
being able to buy next drones and be able to buy
But
whatever
all
they
those
do.
same people will be in other chats bitching and moaning when a new regulation comes out. Oh, this is bullshit. It's
Right,
overreach.
but this is what I'm saying. You can talk about outrage, talk about how disappointed you are, but when you continue to contribute your money to their bank account,
Mhm.
you're pretty much saying you're complicit, and you are encouraging and you are supporting this type of behavior.
And you might say,
yeah, so
"Oh, the
stop
super
paying
chat."
£5 to Justin, please.
You might say, "Oh, the
Encouraging him.
you might say the
Well,
super
well,
chat is
David-
only for the show."
David, there's a certain level of trash, and Justin is right there.
Oh, you can kiss my ass.
Yeah,
might-
so
you might-
stop paying £5 to join on his panel, or $5, whatever it is. Yeah, stop
It's really-
encouraging him.
If you pay $5 to Justin be on his panel, it's really pathetic. But
You're encouraging it.
no, the super chat on, like, say, TNL, you might say it's for the show because it's entertaining, but you're not just supporting the show; you're supporting his entire
His-
channel and all his
and
other
his
behavior
hobby.
as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
and the same thing with Mikey. You know, he sits there, and some folks outright ask for it. Oh, please send me super chats,
Mhm.
and they ask for it. And next, I see $5, $20, $50.
let's start the super chat trade.
and stuff. Yep. And I say, and then people sit there and talk about, oh, why is he doing this? How come he's not doing that? I said, dude, you guys are paying for it.
Mhm.
You're paying for this
And-
this entertainment.
And his video, even though a lot of us complained about it and said for Ken Heron, he got a lot of subscribers off that too,
Yeah.
far more than the people that dropped.
Well,
So
like I
it
said
works
too,
for him.
it's
So he'll continue. He'll continue the same behavior because he's being encouraged to do it through everything that he sees. His
Yep.
numbers show him that, hey, this is a good way to go, and he'll continue that. Everybody else is wrong, and he'll just continue until he hits a wall. He'll
I
hit a
caught on
wall.
to his stick about, I say 3, maybe 4 years ago, and I say at that time I was a part of his club that took
Mhm.
$2 what it was out of my bank account and put it in his.
Oh yeah,
I said, what am I doing? I'm paying
Yeah.
somebody else to show me what not to do because they're getting caught. I said, I read the rules and regulations. I'm a part 107. I know what not to do.
yeah. I was a
I'm
channel
mean,
member
it's-
support him.
several years ago, but
But I was really
And-
done when he threw Billy Cow on the bus.
And
The Billy
Ken's
Kyle
only-
one is when
Ken's only
the
error-
beach.
error-
the Billy
Ken's only
Kyle
error
flight was the one that
beyond
I
visual line of sight. That was, I mean, he shouldn't have flown in those guys' faces. That was stupid.
Yep.
But he didn't break any rule doing that. He made us look bad.
Yep.
Right.
But his beyond visual line of sight is the rule that he broke. That he should be, if
Well,
he
like I said, and that
what
wasn't
they
the first
were
time.
after him.
Because I remember seeing videos of his where he had him and his buddies are out there and they got walkie talkies. And I was like, come on, dude. You
Yeah.
know the rules. It's
You
pretty
know,
plain language.
a visual observer cannot be used to extend visual line of sight.
There you go. Thank you.
Well, I mean, it's like going to a video gamers channel that cheats, and then you go to another channel bitching about cheaters, but you're super chatting that person a bunch of money and shit.
Uh-huh.
It just doesn't make any sense.
Yep.
And it just
Same thing.
Don't complain about regulations if you're out there
yeah,
supporting.
and that boardwalk flight, that was, I think, when I stopped doing any membership
And
on Ken
I
Harris.
even
And I
watched on
continued to
his
watch,
channel.
but I wasn't a member
I
then.
watched it on somebody else's, and I thought, I said, and like I say, we talk about things when we're kids. That's why I saw that mob mentality, where the peer pressure is what caused that whole incident to happen. He suggested it,
everybody
Well-
started
and
saying,
everybody
Ken
else
made
was
me.
around it.
Everybody started making jokes. Ken made me
Yeah.
do it.
Well, and my biggest problem with the Ken video was we
And that's
all
one of
know
the-
how extremely busy Walmart parking lots get, and when he was flying at head level, going
Mhm.
sideways down the center aisle where cars drive
Yeah.
up and down, he could have smacked
Uh-huh.
the car. Because one visual observer being in that parking lot isn't going to be able to pay attention to everything that's going on. There's just so
Yeah.
much movement, cars, people walking. I mean,
And
we
to go
don't
to
know
peer
how those
pressure,
are.
Isn't that one of the warnings that when you take your test, they
it's
tell
part
you
of the
that's one
test.
of the hazardous
Yeah,
behaviors?
for other tests.
Yeah. Yeah.
So like I said, even when he's not actually on the sticks, you're encouraging others
Mhm.
to
It's
do
still
risky-
down to the pilot in command.
Yeah, it is down to
It's
pilot
still-
command.
it's
I
still-
get you that. But I'm saying, but once again, it was worth the views.
Mhm.
And it got
Worth the
posted,
views.
and then all of his peers
And-
at his level of being an influence jumped
And
all over
when-
him. But it took almost a week to pull that video down.
Yeah. It is like, this is supposed to be your friend. He realizes he made a mistake. He feels wrong about it. He knows it was a
Yeah, I
mistake.
wonder if the
Please take
stand
the
your
video
ground-
down. No, I'm not going to take the video down because it's getting me views.
Dre, I wonder if the stand your ground law would come into play if you felt like the drone was threatening you at eye level and you,
know
shoot
what?
it out of the
In-
sky.
I
in
think
that-
so.
In that close proximity,
If
you
you
would have
swatted
a
something
pretty-
out of the air,
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, that close of proximity, it would be a reasonable argument to feel
Mhm.
fear. Because you say, hey, this thing is down here at my face level, coming at me,
Mhm.
and I just retaliated. I
Yep,
didn't know
it's-
what it was.
Yeah, I
gonna
wonder
do.
if the state law
It's
of
different
stand
than
your
going
ground
up to
would protect
something-
I
you
don't
from
know.
that.
I don't know about
Uh,
stand your ground would be the case, but it would be a matter of I don't think you may get prosecuted because now that individual themselves is in violation of reckless
Mm-hmm.
endangerment.
yep.
Because of their activity, you are causing someone else to react in a way they may not normally react.
It's
Right.
not
Now,
like
you're
he was
you're
in.
that zone of reckless endangerment.
It's not like that flight was in a regular
Right.
type of flight. It was
Right.
an
No.
irregular
Like
flight,
you're
designed
saying.
to get a reaction.
Yeah, like you're saying, Justin. Let's say he came down and he was a little low, and somebody driving a car started and freaked out and jerked the wheel to the right and he
Mhm.
run to a car.
You're
And
responsible.
that could have happened. That's why I said Walmart parking lots are extremely busy all the time during the day. And at any
Yeah.
time that could have happened. And just because he had one guy in the parking lot doesn't mean that guy can be paying attention to every
But
car
like
and
I say,
person.
the conditions were
Yeah.
it was too high risk for the conditions. It was not
Right.
a safe area to fly, not smart, especially at that low altitude, not smart. Too high of a risk, and you're around people who are totally unaware.
Mhm.
Totally unaware.
Right.
What's
It's
taking
not like
place.
they were involved in the video and they knew
Right,
about
like,
it. Like,
it's not a
Mhm.
controlled
Right.
environment where you say, okay, everybody,
Mhm.
everybody here, hold it. Okay, director, action, let's go. You know?
well,
You
that's the whole point.
control
Yeah,
environment.
Jody. It's not that it can really hurt you, but it's the fact that I wouldn't blame somebody for feeling violated or threatened. It's no different than somebody walking up and getting in your face. You know,
Mhm.
drone Or even an RC car. If an RC car came and was buzzing around your feet, I wouldn't feel bad for somebody kicking the shit out of it.
Yep.
You know?
And like I say, you got to look at the environment you're flying in. You know, just like Mr. Murray goes out and flies the ships. Now, what would be reckless and dangerous? Is he actually flew across the ship?
No, he never
Flying
does.
across the middle of that ship, and he
Nope.
decided to fly around there and disrupt the crew, draw their attention away. From
Well, and the
land
great thing
ship.
about Murray is he's reached out to the ship companies and they've let him, and they know that he does it, and they have an agreement with him.
Well, that's just my
right.
point. That's just
So
my
he's
point.
done his due diligence ahead of time.
Right.
And that was the one thing I had
They are
about.
aware, and so forth. I'm also saying that if he started to do something like that, now he's being a little more reckless, because now he's to be a distraction to the operator of the ship, and somebody manning the wheel or whatever could be offline. Don't take money. It ain't like these
Hey, Rob.
up on a dime, and next you know they're up against a reef or something.
Morning.
Yeah, and that was the one argument I had with Paul, United States Drone Society, when he got in trouble for flying his FPV down around the boats and stuff. He was pretty low to the boats, and the cops told him, "You're flying too fast and too low over here." And he was like, "Well, you can't really tell me." It's like, if you cause a distraction to the boaters, and it was a congested area of boats, you saw a lot of boats. If you're flying around those boats and you cause a distraction, and two of those boats collide because they were looking to see what just buzzed past their head,
right,
or past their boat, it doesn't matter if you were over the boat or not. Did you cause a distraction to the other people using that space?
Yeah, and that's why he was charged with reckless endangerment. He
Mhm.
wasn't charged with any FAA violations. He was
Right.
charged with reckless endangerment.
Right. And that's the only thing. And I like Paul. I get along with Paul. But on that one, I did
Well, it
say
doesn't mean you
there
can't
was a-
disagree with him.
Right.
I mean,
I did say at the time, I was like, there is an argument to be made that you could be distracting the people
Right.
who are using that space.
Mhm. And that's why I explained it in my first podcast, is that charges like reckless endangerment is like a catch-all charge.
Yep.
It's like criminal mischief, catch-all charge. Okay.
Speaking of reckless endangerment, Justin, talking about flying in the Walmart parking lot and not being able to see to the side, it doesn't matter. I thought about this earlier when you're talking about it. If he's flying sideways and somebody backs out or whatever,
right?
It does not matter. What he is doing is causing undue risk, because we've all had a situation where you've lost control of the drone for a minute, you lost telemetry. You can't see where you're at. We've all had those situations. We've all seen situations where a prop goes kaput and the drone goes
right out
off
of the air
to whatever,
Yeah.
and you have no control over that drone at that point. He is putting it in a crowded situation. It doesn't matter if he's not flying directly over people. If he's flying in proximity of people, he is putting a risk if anything happens to that drone where he loses control of it.
Right. Well, let's welcome on the panel, Mr. Welsh Rob.
Yep, I gotta go take some puppies out, so I'll be gone for a while.
Okay, Don.
All right.
How you doing, Dre?
Doing good. I hear you out there crushing phones, dude.
Yeah.
Don't believe it. The truth's come out.
I'm pretty sure he had a double phone.
I did.
Phone. I don't know. I saw the replay in a little bit of a slow mo there, and I saw it come right out of his hand. Like, hey,
Yeah, no,
adios.
like,
He had two phones on the desk.
yeah, my
Somebody needs to do a vid, clip that, and then put
See,
the
there's-
sunglasses on him as he's throwing it. Just like
there's
put a good
there's
song
my
on it in
old
slow
one.
motion.
Uh-huh.
There's my old one, which was broken.
Right.
So of course, because Lola was pinging it so much, if you
Uh,
look like a minute before, you can see me fumbling. What I was doing was trying to find it. So I had it next to my other phone, yeah. So when it pinged, my other phone pinged, I just picked this one up and just threw it.
It was must see TV.
Well, put it this way. It certainly made Laura panic.
Yeah.
Justin,
I was sitting on there. I said,
Mike.
"What?" I said, "What happened here?" And Justin said, "Play it back, play it back. I got to see this."
Yeah. Laura was on about giving up on McFly tickets to get Welsh Rob a new phone.
Oh, wow.
I was looking up.
I'm
at
going
the,
down that one again.
messages. No, but I was looking up at Messenger when he threw it because she was sending me shit too. And then was looking up here at my other screen, and then he threw it, and everybody was like, "Oh shit!" And I was like, "What happened?" And I totally missed it.
Yeah.
Justin, have you got 10 minutes after Paul's stream? Sometime.
I have to leave at 12, but I'll be back a little bit after that. I'm not going to be gone very long, maybe an hour or so.
Whenever you're back, could you just give me a shout? But what I'm having is trouble with Streamlabs. I cannot get any sound through it. Do you know if I put a video on there, a meme, or anything, I can get it all to come up, but just no sound.
Okay, yeah, there's some settings you have to do. I know what you're having trouble with. I'll show you how to do it.
All right, brilliant.
It's just a couple settings you got to click. But I'll go over with you when I get back because I got to leave here in probably about 20 minutes.
Yeah, if you don't mind joining my live and going over it, because I'll be joining Streamlabs in the next few days.
Yeah, David's going to be going live right after this show.
5:30 UK time. 5:30 UK time. It's 12:30 Justin's time.
Yeah, so I'd be in like 10 minutes or so. But yeah, I'm gonna
an hour and 10 minutes.
An hour and 10 minutes.
Oh, 12:30. I was thinking it was 12:30. It's 11:30. But yeah, I gotta go somewhere at 12, but I'll be back around 1 or so. So I won't be gone too long.
No favors rushing back.
Well, Dre, they're talking about dangers. The big drones, the biggest drone I flew was an Inspires. Right. And I foolishly went out and bought the heavy duty props, the ones that are
carbon fiber.
Right.
Yeah.
And then I got to thinking, man, because it's sitting off the ground, it takes off, and and I'm thinking, if a kid or a dog ran up to that, it would cut their leg off.
Yep, slice them up.
I think the regular props would still do that, though.
Oh, regular props would get you too. They bite.
Yeah.
Oh, I've seen people get hit with regular props. They won't cut your finger off or anything, but they'll leave a gash.
Dude, I got cut by just the air too. I went to go catch it, and my finger went too high, and a bitch bit me, and I cut my finger, sliced my finger completely.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I've seen people
deep too.
I see people just pull them out of the sky and try and tip them over, and then they go.
Yeah.
Drop the drones.
Dre, do you run carbon fibers on your big drones?
I only have carbon fiber for my Phantom 4s.
Okay.
And I'm very, like I said, I let them things land wherever they want. I don't try to hand catch them.
Oh.
If it's off the target, I'm not going to try to run over and try to grab it. Like I say, them carbon fibers, you're talking about trying to splice off something.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one thing catching a little foldable like an Air 2 or
right. But even
mini,
with,
but
even
yeah,
with
anything bigger than a Phantom or bigger.
Mini 1 or 2, if it's got carbon fiber props on it, they're spinning at a high rate. They'll get you that first spin.
Well, remember that guy that he was one of the guys that was doing the 3DR solo back when Dan was really into that drone and everything. That one guy cut 3 of his fucking fingers off with that drone. He went to, I think he went to catch it and it went sideways or something.
Yeah.
And his fingers went up in there. I think Dan said he cut 2 or 3 fingers off. Completely cut them off.
With my Inspires, I don't know if I'm thinking right, Dre, but my thinking is use the normal blades, because at least if something happens, it'll snap the blade and there is a chance, the drone could possibly landish something thing. But with carbon fiber blades, it's just going to destroy the drone without a doubt, isn't it?
Yeah. Well,
like if you clip something,
if it's close to the ground, it's going to cause injury to whoever or whatever
yes.
gets in its path. Once it's up in the air, anytime
that's what I mean. The blades can break.
Yeah, the Inspire is not built to use three blades to land. It's going to come down. It's going to come down hard and stuff. Like my
and the other props will still be spinning when it comes down.
Right, like my M30T, they say it's supposed to be designed that it can land with just 3 props. I'm not going to try to test it, but they say it's possible. All I know is I think the one guy who was he used this for deer recovery. He had the searchlight on it, and it wasn't seated properly, and it came off detached, and it took out one of the props, and that thing came down hard. So I don't know about the 3 prop theory.
Yeah.
Come on, Dre, that'd make a great short. Go out and test that.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not telling you to go 400 feet, but maybe a couple hundred, you know?
Dude, even if it's just 2 feet off the ground, I've seen videos of guys just barely take off and they smash it right into a wall somewhere. I'm like, and they all are laughing and joking. I'm saying it's all funny till they want to buy another one.
Well, those guys that are laughing and joking probably can afford that.
Gosh, I don't know. That's not me. You know?
Honestly, if I was still flying drones and I just had money to spend like that, I'd buy an M30T just because of the size of it, not necessarily for video. I would just think it was cool to have a drone that big. Because
Well,
that's one of the reasons why I always wanted
it does make an impression on people when they see it out. Like I was doing Amazon building Super Bowl Sunday. I did that Amazon building the solar panels, and I'm parked on the side of the road, and that thing's sitting out there, and it doesn't take off real quick. It's kind of like just making all this noise, and it starts to thinned up, and people driving by are like, "Holy crap!" And, it's like the kids come out because there's a house right next to where I was flying it. They come out, they're like, "It's loud, it's big,"
Yeah,
like, it draws a lot of attention.
Oh, for sure.
So I'm sure
that's one of the reasons why I always wanted an Inspire.
Equally the same because it's about the same wingspan as the Inspire. So it's, like I say, it's the same type of attention. The blades are about the same. I think it has folding blades. Each blade in each direction is 8 inches. So you got a 16-inch span just in the blade.
No, I can imagine
what, Justin?
Very loud.
Yeah.
What?
I've always wanted to be inspired, and then I found your channel, and I was inspired on what not to do.
Yeah, come on.
Well,
I mean, if you want to be inspired on that,
I thought Laura inspired you every day.
Yeah.
Yeah, Paul.
I don't know if you saw my message earlier, Dave, where I said you should have stayed in the hospital a little longer.
Yeah, I saw it. Yeah, but I did. I actually responded. I said I tried, but they said because Laura kept visiting. They said, "Sorry, mate, you're gonna have to leave."
Oh boy,
that's how Rob gets out of hospital early. He threatens to invite Laura in. They're like, "Yo, you can go."
Oh boy.
Someone assassinated Justin.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he's probably getting ready to go.
Well, I think
we've had
our legal class for the day, Mr. Murray.
Yep. Okay. Yeah, I went down to pay some late property taxes. So.
No, don't remind me.
It was my winter tax was due the 14th of the month, and I paid it today, and there was a $50 penalty.
Ouch.
Yeah. Like I say, mine gets taken out of my escrow account automatically, but I know I'm gonna pay at least probably about $5,000 in taxes, income tax. That's just to the federal. Ain't no telling what the state.
So what's your property tax for?
For your house.
For your house.
It's literally in the name property.
No, I get that. But why do you have to pay it monthly?
Well, I don't. I have to. I pay it. There's a summer tax, which is like quadruple what the winter tax is.
Yeah.
Yeah. So why do you have to pay a summer tax and a winter tax for property?
Well, usually what happens, Dave, is that you have a total amount, and what happens is you usually split it in 2 annual payments.
Yeah, the city of Port Huron that collects my property tax split it in 2 different increments.
And then some places you pay once a year.
Yeah.
Right. But, okay, so that property tax is your paying for your street cleaning, your roads.
No. Your property tax is the tax assessed to the value of the property.
Value of your property only.
And usually that pays for your trash and
I pay separately for that.
Well, here your property tax here where I live pays for your
Mhm.
trash pickup and your sewer.
Now,
Yeah.
I get a, I
That's
get
the
a
two
you're-
things it pays for.
I get a
Right,
separate
so-
refuse bill. I get a separate water bill, separate
Yep.
electric bill,
yeah,
separate gas bill.
Yeah,
Well,
see here you see like here if you want to get an extra trash can, they'll add more onto your property taxes for
You
it.
see, over
'Cause
here,
it's covered by
we
that.
don't have you only pay a property tax when you buy a property. Yeah.
Right.
Once you
Well,
own
this-
the property,
this is an
there's no
annual
tax.
tax on the value of your property.
Yeah. But over here, you don't have that. What you have a council tax, which is based on the value of your property.
Oh, well, it's the same thing, just
No,
name
but it-
different.
No, but it pays for your refuge collection, your council services like social services, what everything your council.
Well, what I'm
provides,
saying
stuff
is
like
it's essentially the same thing. The money's just going to two different things.
Different breakdowns, yeah.
Yeah.
But it's the tax itself is still the same. It's just named differently. You
Yeah,
guys call
I'll
it a
say this,
council tax. We call
David.
it property tax.
Even when I'm finished paying off my house another couple of years here, I'll still pay.
All right, I
property
gotta go,
tax.
guys. I'll see you later.
Yeah, catch
Okay,
you later, Justin.
All right, bye.
I'll still pay property tax. I'll still have to pay homeowners insurance. And I'm trying to think what else.
yeah, you got insurance on top of all that,
Yeah.
In my particular case, I've got property taxes, summer and winter. I've got homeowners insurance. I've got sewer water refuse tax. And there's another thing that I have to pay, and I can't bring it to, gas, water, and electric are separate.
Yeah,
Great,
well,
it's great to
we
see
have
you
that.
drop off.
Yeah, I need to
Catch
go.
you later,
do some
Rob.
work.
Yeah, David, when you go live, give me a shout.
Yeah, Laura will send you a link.
All right, see you all later.
Okay,
Catch you in a
Rob.
bit.
All right, I'm
Bye.
out of here too, Paul.
Okay, Dre, thanks for coming in and explaining that to everybody.
Oh, I didn't explain nothing. I'm just joining the conversation.
Yeah. Well, you're always welcome, my friend.
Well, thank you.
Everybody, thanks for being here. We're gonna end it right now and allow you to get ready for the over the road show that David's gonna do. Lance, take care. Thanks for being here. Donald, thanks for being here. David,
Yeah.
David's gonna be on in about an hour.
1 hour.
1 hour. Okay,
Uh,
everybody. Thanks
Catch
for
you later.